CAA play arrives to Road Stadium at the end of September amidst the backdrop of Family Weekend as we welcome you inside our broadcast from the Fountain and Scott Plaza with Kyrie Walker. I'm Taylor Graham. You'll hear from Hannah Brady in just one moment. Phoenix get here off of a 2-2 start for the third time in the last 6 years. They'll open at home in league play for the third straight year and the fourth time in the last 5. I mentioned earlier, 2-2. The SoCon split the last 2 weeks. They fall in Johnson City on Saturday night. You and I have been with this program, though, all week. You get a sense there were lessons learned in the hills of East Tennessee.
Yeah, one of the things head coach Tony Tricciani, he's very, very, very open on how he felt about the game, and one play here, one penalty here. Things just started to add up, and that was ultimately the difference of leaving Johnson City with a win versus the very long bus ride back after a loss. But a great opportunity here for the Phoenix to get started 1-0 in CAA play against the Hampton Pirates.
Speaking of starting 1-0, Hampton trying to avoid an 0-2 start in league play. They open at 1-3. They've lost 2 straight on the season. They get 3 of the next 4 at home in the Tidewater of the Commonwealth. As we turn to our players to watch, we begin with the 13th best run game in all of FCS. Isaiah Freeman's 12th best in the total offensive stat. Very rarely do you see a quarterback lead in both rushing and passing.
I think one of the things about the Hampton run game is that they have big bodies up front, that especially with their offensive line, tight end game, they're going to try to be physical at the point of attack. If you watch the film last year against Elon in a big Hampton win at home, one thing that they were very, very physical up front, working to the second level, getting on the linebacker. So Hampton's going to probably try to rinse and repeat that strategy and do what? Be physical, run the ball, try to run down the clock and slow down this potential very potent offensive attack from Elon.
It's been a little bit of time since we've been able to say a top 10 defense in terms of sacks. 7th best defense resides inside Road Stadium, 11 sacks through the first 4 ball games. The guy from Jacksonville has been special the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, Kamari Brown has had to fight through a lot of frustration the first couple weeks because he is the light of that offense. He gets things going as the catalyst. They're going to try to slow him down. So what does that mean? They're going to put an additional 2 bodies on him. That means one-on-one battles across the line for the defensive line. Someone has to win, and if someone starts to win consistently, that means Kamari Brown gets to get lightened up a little bit, have a one-on-one matchup, and that just makes the Phoenix defense that much stronger.
Phoenix have won 22 league games over the last 4 seasons, including 4 straight and 5 of their last 6. The lone blemish in that run last October at Hampton. You'll hear from Hannah Brady on the Elon sideline next. This is Elon Football on My 48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Discover your gateway to the Elon experience with a stay at the Inn at Elon, a 4-star boutique hotel nestled in the heart of one of the nation's most beautiful campuses. Their mission, a stay with a purpose, ensures that 100% of profits from your stay and meals go directly to supporting student scholarships. Enjoy fine dining at the Mark, along with exceptional hospitality throughout your stay. Learn more and book your visit at theinnatelon.com.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
More on the game day weather in just a moment. The backdrop of Family Weekend on the final Saturday in September. But we were talking about the Phoenix defensive front, most notably the guy from out of Jacksonville, North Carolina at White Oak High School. Down to the sideline we go. Hannah Brady's the 3rd member of our crew. Hannah, Phoenix have been really good. It's been a younger group up front. They'll be a little shorthanded this afternoon, but the guy that wears 3 is still the focal point.
Yeah, Taylor, you said it, Kamari Brown has been a disruption for every type of offense the past 2 weeks, back-to-back sacks. And as you guys know, to wear a single number, you got to be a bad man. When I spoke with him earlier this week, he told me his approach to the sophomore season has been different. He said he wanted to come in it with a different mindset. He said, I needed to do better, do what I didn't do yesterday, and fix my mistakes. And that's exactly what the defense is going to do today, is go in with that same mindset and take advantage of maybe a slower type of offense that the Phoenix has been used to the past 2 weeks. And defensive coordinator Casey Vance is adamant about stopping the run against the #1 team in the CAA for rushing Taylor.
Hannah, thanks so much. The fire of the Carolinas right off of her shoulder
there
as the Phoenix take the field. All right, she's stolen your trademarked line. We'll certainly give her that.
100%.
To wear a single digit, he fits that bill.
Absolutely, and I think there was a little bit of frustration in the first 2 weeks of Kamari Brown not necessarily meeting his expectation or standard. But one thing he's done, he's starting to get used to these double teams. He's starting to get used to there's an additional body on him.
Yep.
So he's been on a great job of making himself small, utilizing his speed, great hands, and bending. That's the one big thing as a defensive end, is being able to get off the line of scrimmage and bend. He has done that, and he's been making plays. When he makes plays, this defense is very strong.
2 quick notes on the injury front as the Phoenix captains and the Pirate captains make their way to midfield for the coin toss. Elon knows they will have Jake Loro in the middle of the Phoenix defensive front. Loro left the ball game in Johnson City late in the second half. The news on Dylan Pardue, Phoenix do not anticipate him being available this afternoon. The hope is to get him back next Saturday for the road trip to Baltimore, or certainly for homecoming back here in 2 weeks versus Villanova.
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the tough losses for this Elon defense, because Pardue has done a really good job of working into the starting lineup. But the key is next man up philosophy. Jared Kirksey's going to have to make some plays, and make some plays early and often.
One of the things the Phoenix have talked about throughout the week is with Isaiah Freeman, the Hampton Pirate quarterback, that it's okay to get the push. They like to get the push going in the middle of the defensive line and then be able to work in lanes. Don't free up a lane to let Freeman try to scramble.
Yeah, because one of the things when Freeman drops back, especially in any 5-step drops, he's just looking for a gap and an opportunity where he can kind of get a one-on-one on a linebacker, which the Phoenix do not want. So the thing is, you have to rush with knowledge, though. So, for example, you got to know where the next man is. Your defensive tackle, you need to know where your end is. You have to make sure you're closing all gaps. Box him in. Make him stay in the pocket. If you do that, the Phoenix should have a lot of success on the back end, but most importantly in the defensive line, and a lot of plays should be made.
Hampton has won the toss. They have deferred their option to the second half, so the Phoenix offense, which comes into the ball game averaging over 31 points a ball game and over 392 yards a contest, will get the first crack. You see Trenton Boykin in his second season in the Tidewater of the Commonwealth, and the gentleman on the other sideline in his 7th season as the head coach of the Phoenix. You saw head coach Tony Trisciani a little bit earlier, 34-33 in his time as the head coach. That is significant this afternoon because with a win 35 ties Pete Limbo for second most wins in the modern era of Elon football.
I think the other thing looking into this game is just looking at last year in Hampton, Virginia. The Phoenix were out physical. The Hampton offensive and defensive lines really controlled that game, which for the duration of it. The Phoenix made a good comeback in the third quarter there, but Hampton kind of really instilled themselves early and often. And I think that's going to be the same game plan today, especially with that offensive line that has a lot of size, a lot of mass. They're going to try to put bodies on bodies and create an opportunity to get that run game going. So the Phoenix have to utilize their hands, especially defensively, get off blocks and make plays in the backfield.
Now let's quickly get to the game day weather. It was doom and gloom about 24 to 36 hours back, and nobody quite sure what to anticipate. It broke at about 10:30, 10:45 this morning. It had been a light rain for the better part of the morning hours, and it has given way to sunshine at times, but certainly cloudy skies as the Phoenix will take the opening kickoff, and Bryson Scott almost breaks it before he is tracked down by Cam Sturdivant, a redshirt junior defensive back from out of Richmond. But a pretty good start for the Phoenix on the offensive end as they'll go to work first down and 10 from their own 39-yard line for the redshirt freshman from out of the New River Valley in Landon Clark.
I think the Hampton Hampton team was watching film and seeing T.J. Thomas is very close to break one. So it's like, no, we're not going to let him beat him. But Bryson Scott, also a punt returner, has the foot speed to get where he needs to be.
Speaking of Thomas, he'll start in the backfield with Clark. On first down, landed to let it rip. Pass is caught. That's Isaiah Furman into Hampton territory to the 49-yard line. Gain on the play will be of 12 and a first down.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a part of the strategy for the Phoenix this week compared to last week. Give Landon some easy throws, get him in the game. But one thing coaches both talked about, that this skill group is healthy, and that is very important for this team as they go forward.
We'll get you to the Cox Toyota keys of the game in just a moment. You see them on the screen. Phoenix on the offensive end. Better success on the conversion downs. Kyrie, they are 7 for their last 30 in the third down marker as Clark is pressured. Ball's free. And they are actually going to say it was a fumble. Arm was not yet forward. And so the ball pops free, and they will push it all the way back to the 41, which is a loss of 10 on the play. Zymir Winston's the guy that goes back and gets it for the Phoenix.
Yeah, I think they're going to review that just to be sure, hopefully, because it looked like the arm was definitely going forward there by Landon Clark, and they're going to definitely double-check this.
Yep, so our
ruling on the field of a backward pass is under further review.
And Henry Wimberg will consult with the gentleman to our right on the broadcast side. Gives us an opportunity to revisit the keys as you get a look at the replay work from the fine folks at Elon Sports Vision. We mentioned earlier, better success on the conversion downs.
Yep.
Head coach talked a lot about it. The offensive coordinator talked a lot about it.
Yep.
I thought it was fascinating Wednesday during our visit. It's not just one down.
Right.
It's all 3 downs.
It's all 3. And I think one of the things we talked about last week in Johnson City is first down so important for this offense. When this team is able to go forward, and I'm talking like 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5, and anything above that, that's a tremendous opportunity for them to get in their playbook and open things up. However, if they don't get anything on first down and they're kind of slow second down, any third and long situation, that spells trouble for this offense, and that allows defense to bring pressure, and that's what happened last week.
You saw the review. Great work by our folks at Elon Sports Vision, and that's the review that the folks at the CAA will see. It looks like it's at the top of the throwing motion.
Yes.
And now it's just the determination. You get a look at the Cox Toyota keys of the game for the Hampton Pirates, who come in at 1-3 on the season. Limit the explosive plays in the passing game. Folks have been able to attack the Pirates at times through the air, and the Phoenix have certainly made a cottage industry of that at times this year.
Yep. I'll tell you right now, I think that's where the advantage is. With the
we have an
weather being what it
incomplete
is right
pass. It'll be second down at the 49-yard line.
Henry Wimberg overturns the decision, and so Landon Clark does not get attributed with the fumble. And instead, it will be an incomplete pass, make it second down and 10 from the Hampton 49. Your thought?
Well, I think that's the correct call based off of what we've seen, but I think you don't want Landon taking hits like that. So if I'm, making sure that protection is shored up, T.J. Thomas maybe even taking another step over, because that was just a clean corner blitz that just no one got touched. You don't want your quarterback to be in that situation.
First time the Phoenix have shown trips on one side. This is Clark on the boot. Landon will get run out of bounds. And he is simply run out of bounds by Sagbosan, the fourth-year junior from out of Laurel, Maryland, at the defensive end spot.
One thing, if you turn on the film and watch the Hampton defense, they're not the biggest, but they can definitely go side to side and run side to side. They do a great job with pursuit angles. So the Phoenix, if they're going to attack, is going to need to be on the outside or the middle, or just try to gash them up front. But side to side is going to be they're pretty comfortable with that, especially with the amount of speed they have at the linebacker position.
I thought it was interesting to look at the team numbers with regards to a couple of different defensive metrics. As Clark flushed out of the pocket on third down and long. Landon's got a scramble. Now he will tuck it and simply head for higher ground into the Hampton sideline. Able to get back to the midfield stripe, but that will be it. And so after the Furman catch on the opening snap, the Phoenix drive will stall out. And Jeff Yerk on to punt it away after the failed third down.
Yeah, I think, once again, Hampton watched some film last week on ETSU, definitely trying to create a little bit of chaos in the middle, bringing one additional person to see if this offensive line can block it, and then trying to get Landon out of the pocket, but box him in so he can't take off running. So, I mean, outside of the first play, pretty good last 3 plays here for the Hampton defense.
49.4 on the average for the young man from out of Southern Pines, and he will try to steal this one inside the 10. Penalty flag on the play as Hampton will recover what had been a loose ball on the return. And they will mark it at the 5, but let's check the flag. This one may be kick-catch interference.
38 is looking up. He completely lost sight of the returner. Can't do that in a situation that is definitely going to be kick-catch interference.
That is Javion, the new addition to the Phoenix.
There's no foul, kick-catch interference. The player was knocked into the receiver. First down.
And kick-catch interference indeed, and it will be Hampton first down.
Oh, see, I think they're just saying, they're saying he was blocked into.
Indeed he was, and if you get a look on the screen, you'll see that Cheatham, the defensive back, may be the guy that blocked Brown into it.
Yeah. I would say
that's where 1st and 10 starts.
I would say it's a little bit of a gift in that situation, because one thing is Brown has to realize where he is, but also realize where the returner is as well. But considering the hands were put on him, kind of guided him there. And not a lucky break, but a break, though, for the Elon defense.
So a guy that has booted 11 of 20 punts of 50 yards or more lands the Phoenix the starting spot for the Pirates at the 5. And the first give on the afternoon is to Chavis.
Phoenix defense has an opportunity to kind of get back into a rhythm. They had some great moments in Johnson City. However, they're going to need to slow down this run game because Hampton's going to continue to try to run as much as possible.
Braden Davis getting the start at quarterback. It is not Isaiah Freeman, and so the Pirates who come in off of the setback to Hampton.
Offense, number 0. Second down.
And a false start penalty whistled. They'll go back half the distance to the goal line and make it second down still.
One thing Hampton has, they have the size, but they can't work backwards. And that was one of the things that they had last week against Howard, just continuously put themselves in the hole. They're not going to be able to do that this week against this defense.
Davis, the former Syracuse Orange, will float one out. That's Marshawn Ferguson with the grab. And he'll take it up to the 8-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. It will make it third down and 7.
Right here, good opportunity for the Phoenix to try to apply some pressure, try to get it back to their offense and pin this Hampton team deep, but also a kicking game that can be pretty shaky at times as well. Big third down opportunity for the Elon defense.
The first third down opportunity on the afternoon. Hampton on the season, 19 for 56. Phoenix opposition at 38%. Davis wanting to run, pocket closed down, and the Phoenix simply kept them in front. And it's Kirksey who comes away with the would-be sack on the day, the first of the Food Lion Feed sack to get back on the afternoon.
Yeah, TD, that's kind of what we're talking about pregame. Look at the defensive lineman here, great little stunt. Everyone covered, nowhere to necessarily step up. You go right into Paris Lowry, there's Kirksey, and then you had Asher Cunningham. That is clinic quality tape there, where if you're going to run a stunt, you got to get to the right spot, close up gaps, thus nowhere to go, pin them deep.
Bryson Scott stands inside the midfield stripe. So the Phoenix with the potential to start their second series in Hampton territory. As Starling will get it away, this a wobbling kick. Scott will take the Riverboat Gambler on it. Bryson across the 40-yard line and then upended. Let's wait and see where the spot will come. It'll be smack dab at the 40. And will send us to the media timeout. Timeout on the field. Family Weekend 2025 at the corner of Haggard and Williamson. Scoreless so far from inside Road Stadium. This is Elon Football from I-48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Discover your gateway to the Elon experience with a stay at the Inn at Elon, a 4-star boutique hotel nestled in the heart of one of the nation's most beautiful campuses. Their mission, a stay with a purpose, ensures that 100% of profits from your stay and meals go directly to supporting student scholarships. Enjoy fine dining at the Mart, along with exceptional hospitality throughout your stay. Learn more and book your visit at theinnatelon.com.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
This afternoon's Family Weekend Contest and CAA opener between Elon and Hampton, presented by the Inn at Elon, where luxury meets tradition right here on campus. Whether you're visiting for Family Weekend, planning your next stay, experience comfort just steps from the action. Book now at Elon at theinnatelon.com. Landon Clark trying to throw the home run ball to begin things on the second series of the afternoon. It'll fall incomplete and second down and 10.
I see what Landon's trying to do here in that situation. Obviously, miscommunication, but I would say also in that moment, LC is probably going to need to just use his legs to try to get as many yards as possible, try to get to the first down marker, but makes up there, second and 10 for the Phoenix.
Clark and whistles before the snap, and the quick indicator is false start.
Offense, number 66, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Luke Duska, who moved over from right guard to right tackle with Tim Hogan back in the lineup.
And that was also
a look at the replay.
Yeah, Muldrow kind of moved on the other side as well. This is not the start the Phoenix wanted on offense, especially one of the heaviest conversations for them the last few weeks has been the number of penalties. Like Coach has talked about, those combat penalties he's okay with. Procedural, he's not going to be okay with, so the Phoenix have to clean that up.
Furman and Bakey at the bottom of your screen. Phoenix go 2 wide. Landed in motion. Clark to throw it on second and long. Landed now flushed out of the pocket. Now he'll check down and finds T.J. Thomas wide open. Thomas skirts back into the field of play and across the 25 down to the 23-yard line. A gain of 22, and all of a sudden throw it to the check down, and he's wide open, Kyrie.
Yeah, great job by Landon there, kind of utilizing his feet, great feet work and getting out of the pocket. Instead of taking off, you find number 5 who can make people miss, and he's been waiting for an opportunity to kind of get to where he is. That's a big play for him, hopefully to get things going for the Elon offense.
Clark will hand it off to Thomas. TJ touching it, a back-to-back snaps, and he'll walk it into the end zone for the first touchdown of the afternoon. And the Phoenix strike first at 6-0 with the point after pending. My goodness, He hit the hole and just downshifted it.
It started with the first play. It started with that first play with 5 being able to get his feet moving. He's had a rough couple of weeks here, not playing to his expectations. But when you have a play like that, that kind of gets the spark going. Great call there by offensive coordinator Doug Martin to go right back to him on a run play. Outstanding blocking, but then the rest is just on number 5, utilizing his legs. Big touchdown there for T.J. Thomas and the Phoenix.
T.J. Thomas with just his second rushing touchdown of the season. Freshman All-American. And now Luke Barnes to add the point after, and will do so. Let's send you to break. 10-12 left to play. Phoenix, quick strike offense off of the Hampton punt, and Elon leads 7-0. Family Weekend 2025. This is Elon Football.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things, and that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy, with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from, and you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs, and our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the Modern difference.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
3 plays in 40 yards. It is under a minute off the clock. Scoring drive summaries presented by Wade's Jewelers in Gibsonville and Southport on the coast. It should not be stressful to celebrate life's big moments. Let Wade's make it easy. Sunshine on a Saturday. I had no idea we'd get it to this point.
Buddy, no one did. This is because the forecast definitely put us in a place where we were thinking week 2 versus Davidson last week in Johnson City.
Kickoff, and Hampton will have the crack at it on the return. And the Pirates will go to Tayshawn Johnson, who will bring it back across the 15 to the 17-yard line, the 18-yard line on the marker. And so Hampton will start their second drive. Both of the drives have started inside their own 20.
Yeah, this is exactly what Hampton doesn't want. All right, long drives are not necessarily in their wheelhouse, but I think the thing is they're going to potentially need to go a little tempo, try to tire out that defense, especially with their strategy of going so heavy run game.
Braden Davis, who got the call this afternoon after Isaiah Freeman had been the starter for the better part of the year. Handoff given going up the middle, and I believe that is Jaquan Snipes. And indeed it is. Snipes on the carry, the native of Asheboro. Will find his way. Pardon me, it is not Snipes, but rather it is Grayson Goldsmith.
Great job there by Kamari Brown, just kind of staying square to the line and just wrapping up. Not necessarily getting him down, but minimal game there.
Snap once again handed off, and pardon me, it is Noah Cologne, not Goldsmith. So the freshman from out of Virginia Beach finds his way forward for a gain of, let's call it 1, and make it a 3rd down and 7 on the play.
Great job there by Jake Leroux from his defensive tackle stance, just kind of shedding the block there and getting a line of scrimmage. Phoenix doing a great job on the D-line so far this game, getting into the backfield, making things uncomfortable for Hampton.
Davis sets the throw. First time he was sacked. This time he'll evade the tacklers, who finds his way across the first down yardage needed all the way to the 34, a gain of 13 on the play. And the Pirates convert their first 3rd down opportunity of the afternoon.
Yeah, the Phoenix there kind of got out of character a little bit. Once again, you have to kind of really keep the box in. The box opened up a rush lane where there were 2 Pirates kind of side by side. Great job being aware of running the gap there in the situation, but the Phoenix have to be disciplined because the quarterbacks for the Hampton are going to look to go, especially if there's an opportunity.
Here's the handoff. It is Goldsmith who will take it to the 35. Gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play. Tackle made at the 36-yard line by the Phoenix. Once again, the Phoenix defensive front involved. Laura, one of the guys to get off, as well as Nicer Kelly on the tackle.
Yeah, the Phoenix are doing a line change here in the situation, waiting to get things going. But the Phoenix defense, I think this is a battle that is going to be in their favor, but they have to just be disciplined because any missed opportunity, it can get scary.
Now all of a sudden, penalty flag on the play.
False start. Offense, number 0. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Maxwell Moss has been charged with his 2nd false start. In fact, Moss right now has got the only 2 penalties on the afternoon for the Pirates.
And he definitely flinched a little bit. He turned to the side, didn't think he was going to be seen, but especially right there next to the side judge, you're going to get caught every time.
Second down and long. Davis set to go out of the gun. He'll set and throw. Got a man out there. Pass is caught. Hauling it in is Marshawn Ferguson into Elon territory and got by Ish Atkins to take it all the way down to the Phoenix 33-yard line.
Yeah, a potential hold there that was missed, but one thing about the Elon defensive line, they have to get there, because if you're going to kind of play back, especially with the nervousness of legs, that's a big ask on the defensive backfield, and it's a great opportunity pitch and catch there for Hampton.
Gain of 35 on the play. Handoff given to Goldsmith. Goldsmith once again will pound his way inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Gain on the play will be a 5. Tony Hart coming up to make the stop for the Phoenix on the defensive end. Hart, who came into the afternoon, 27 stops on the year.
Yeah, this is exactly what Hampton's been looking for, right? Just sustaining a drive, getting things going, and now putting bodies on bodies, winning blocks, and then getting a drive together. This is what they're going to have to do in order to remain in this game today.
Handoff once again to Goldsmith, and Goldsmith will take it across the 25 to the 24. Phoenix will be fortunate in that they'll spot forward progress at the 25-yard line, but it'll make third down and short. Just in case you're wondering, it would be the second consecutive year that a back that has not gotten much of a run has come off the bench for the Pirate offensive fortunes against the Phoenix. Handoff given to Goldsmith, and on the third consecutive carry, Phoenix, read it like a book, going right up the middle. Chaz Knox and Tony Hart. Boy, there's a name the Phoenix have heard a couple of times in the last 2 weeks, and the freshman from Mallard Creek High School.
I love watching how Chaz Knox plays football. He does a great job of utilizing his hands. Outstanding cross-step across the face of the guard, and guess what he does? He ricochets back, keeps square, good round tackle, and guess what? Got to execute it there and allow for the Cavalry. Big stop there for the Phoenix defense.
Benjamin Blakely will be the holder. It is Brett Starling on the kick. It'll be 44. Hampton trying to cut into the Phoenix lead. Snap, spot, kick is away, and it is good. So Starling knocks home his 6th field goal of the year. It's also a season long of 44 yards, and Hampton will cap off the scoring drive. 9 plays, 55 yards, and 4 minutes, 33 seconds gone by. All right, you've seen 2 drives on both sides of the football. What jumps out?
I think the physicality of that drive on Hampton, especially considering they got to get things rolling a little bit, allowing Davis to utilize his legs. So the Phoenix were thinking, you can kind of see on some of those other plays, instead of just rushing so much pressure upfield, they were hesitating a little bit, right? Thus, that creates a little bit more pressure on the defensive backfield. On the opposite side, Phoenix, one great drive, one kind of slow start. So I'll be intrigued to see what happens here, but I will say the Phoenix need to get this run game going. And I think the run game will allow for everything else to open up and really calm Landon down as well. But, 7-3 ball game, a lot of game left to go, obviously. So just getting into a rhythm is important for the Phoenix. But Hampton, you got to be happy of kind of coming back after that first drive, getting some points on the board, building a little bit of confidence with Davis in this offensive line against this Elon defense.
Phoenix have won 2 of the previous 3 meetings, 4th consecutive year that these 2 programs have gotten together since Hampton joined the then Colonial Athletic Association, now the Coastal Athletic Association.
Yes, sir.
And Starling, another sky kick. Phoenix do not want to kick it directly at TJ Thomas, but Bryson Scott, who's already wiggled one free, will take this one across the 35 to the 37, and then headgear popping off. So let's wait and see.
You might want to tighten that up there, Bryce.
They will unfurl it at the 37-yard line, and so that's where the Phoenix will begin. Kyrie, the one thing that's jumped out, Elon's had really good spots to work in each of their 3 drives. Their own 39, the Hampton 40, and now their own 37.
Well, I think it's going to be a pick your poison with Hampton today. It's either you're going to do sky kicks to Bryson Scott, who's a returner, who's going to pretty much get you here every time, or you're going to chance it with TJ Thomas. Clearly, kicking it out of the end zone is not an option for them as we've seen so far, so it's going to be interesting to see how they approach that this afternoon.
Clark will hand it off to Thomas. TJ, his 2nd consecutive touch on the ground. will bite off a 5-yard carry to the 41-yard line. Gain of 5 will make it 2nd and 5.
And that's what I want to see from the Elon offensive line, being physical at the point of attack. They don't have to go east-west too much, but their ability to just go north, allowing for the big boys up front to create opportunities downfield, allowing for the athleticism and the backfield to do what it does. The Phoenix need that as they go forward.
Snap, handoff once again given to Thomas, and this time Hampton reads it very well, and the guy that does so is Sagbusad, the defensive end, the 4th-year junior from out of Laurel, Maryland, who's been in the Phoenix backfield a couple of times in the opening quarter.
Well, this is another opportunity where we have seen kind of Hampton come through untouched. Great job kind of getting down the line of scrimmage there by the Hampton defense, but the Phoenix, somebody has to chip, get a body on something. That's too many free shots at your skill players.
Clark ready to go on 3rd down, and Landon Clark will be sacked. Will Hicks, the All-CAA preseason choice, untouched, as the 3rd-year sophomore from out of New Orleans. With the sack, the Phoenix will wind up with their first 3 and out of the afternoon. And Hampton, after getting the Sterling field goal on their previous drive, get it back only down 4.
Yeah, Luke Duska there. I mean, that's in his A-gap. He has to chip him. Once again, to the play I just said before, your quarterback and running backs cannot have free shots at them. You got to chip, give a little bit of time so he can protect himself.
A spiraling kick. Hampton will field it. And on the return is Maxwell Moss, junior from out of Brooklyn Park, Maryland. Will take it to the 35-yard line, and we'll keep it right here as Hampton with their 3rd offensive set of the afternoon.
TD, I'll tell you, I think this is a good opportunity for Hampton, right? I mean, quick 3 and out. You get that defense back on the field. You have some energy, some positive momentum from the last drive here. So if I'm Hampton, is just going back to the well, seeing if you can put bodies on bodies and allowing for your quarterback, your running back to find rush lanes or opportunities where the Phoenix may be out of place.
Braden Davis continuing to work for the Pirates. 4th-year junior from out of Middletown, Delaware. Handoff is given to Chavis, and Jakee Chavis, the freshman from out of Richmond, will find his way to the 37-yard line. Gain of the play will be of 2. By the way, kids, you can join the Phoenix Kids Club, presented by Drake's for free during the 25-26 season. Membership including free admission to Elon athletic events, plus a host of other things. Go to elonphoenix.com/kids club and sign up. Handoff once again given to Chavis, and boy, Paris Lowry holding on for dear life, just simply ropes him down to the ground. Loro in pursuit as well, but that's all on the guy from out of Lynchburg, South Carolina right there.
Yeah, great job by Paris Lowry shedding the block. Great job by Jake Loro kind of finding his gap, kind of turning it back right into Paris. The interior defensive linemen for Elon right now are making a statement. They are matching the physicality of the guard and center here for Hampton.
Hampton 1 for 2 in 3rd down opportunities. Davis will float one out. Pass is caught. That's Johnson, and he'll convert the 3rd down. Takes it into Elon territory to the 46-yard line. Gain of 16 when 7 would have done.
Yeah, one thing I'm seeing from Hampton right now is they're kind of going at Ish Atkins, so he has to be ready to go here. So they're putting Johnson in those moments where he can try to win those battles. So, Ish Atkins is going to have to strap up, play tighter, play a little bit more physical at the point of attack to eliminate those opportunities.
Johnson with his first catch of the afternoon. Davis tried to go right back to him, and as Kyrie said, man up and be physical, and that time the guy from Greensboro stuck a hand in and may have bodied him just a little bit, but the incomplete will make it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, one of the big things for Ish, this is a new position for him, right? So he's still learning, right? He's still learning how to play corner at this level. So, teams are going to see that and make sure can he do it? And I think he's more than capable, especially with his length and physicality. So he just has to be ready to go play ball, because I think they're going to try to put Johnson and try to get him opportunities today against him.
Davis is 3 for 4 on the afternoon. His first incompleted pass is the pass to Johnson that Atkins slaps away. Davis shoots one out over the middle. Pass is caught, bobbled, but then caught. And it is the tight end, Christian Greenlaw, that makes the grab. Down to the 38-yard line. The gain of the play will be of 8. And all of a sudden, instead of facing a 3rd and long, a 3rd and short, which is the much preferred number to deal with.
Yeah, a lot of credit there for Greenlaw and how he stayed focused on that tip pass in order to bring it in and get his team. That could have been a 3rd and 5 situation. Made the play, got a few more yards.
Handoff given to Chavis. He'll pinball off the first tackler for the Phoenix and Loro, but boy, Jake simply had help coming in the cavalry. Tony Hart, Brody Carroll, and et al. In the vicinity on a loss of 1, but hold the foam. Penalty flags on the tackle.
I love it at all. Outstanding use of APA citation there in the drill. You know I love that. That gets the fire going. Love that. Well done.
So far, Henry Winberg and this crew have been busy. This is the 4th penalty in the opening
quarter. After the play,
quarter.
personal foul, face mask. Yard, automatic, first down.
Well, Mr. Winberg's got to make sure that the microphone system is completely dialed in, but you heard the basic points. Personal foul, face mask. We have not yet been given a name. Partner, I know that you and I see things in a maroon tent. I didn't see, well, there you go. Jesse Powell, yep, reached up on the face mask. And so the 15-yard penalty will be a 1st and 10. Hampton, Davis looking for the end zone and overthrows the intended receiver. That is Isaiah Smith, the Old Dominion transfer, and make it 2nd down and 10.
TD, I want to go back to that 3rd down, and I think one of the frustrating things in watching Elon over the last couple of weeks is 3rd down penalties. We saw it last week. We've seen it the week before. One of the things the Phoenix have done, they have gotten their defense or opposing offenses in 4th down situations, and the penalties like that extend drives. That's what's going to drive head coach Tony Trisciani crazy, because it could have been 4th and short with the opportunity to get the ball back, but you get a free 15 in the 1st down. That spells a recipe of disaster.
2nd down and 10. Give is to Chavis, and Chavis is almost body slammed to the ground as it is Asher Cunningham and Brody Carroll. And for lack of a better phrase, they almost tried to make a wish with Chavis at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Very Dudley boyish.
First, charge team timeout. Hampton.
Yeah, diving deep into the reservoir at this point. Timeout, Hampton. It'll be a 30-second timeout, and we will keep it right here. Phoenix have been really good defensively in terms of finding the gaps up front. Hampton, though's been able to pop things. This is not a complicated Pirate playbook, but what they do really, really well.
They do, and they just try to wear you down and really test your discipline, right? So they're going to play with your vision. They're going to throw some misdirection. They're going to throw some motion at you to see if your players are going to be locked in on what they're supposed to do. So far, the Phoenix have run a pretty decent job, but the big thing is just not extending drives with their own penalties, with their own nonsense is the best way to put it, because, you know, in that situation, Jesse Powell knows better. He's played a lot of football for the Elon defense, but for Hampton, utilizing it, continuing to put a drive together here to get another set of points. Like, this is what Hampton has wanted to see over the last couple of weeks, and they're doing just that. A 3rd and long situation here, but I feel based off of the last kick, they're definitely in field goal range with an opportunity to at least try to get 3 on the board.
Just over 8 penalties per ball game to underscore your point, already 2 in the opening quarter, so on pace for the per-game average. Davis will work with the empty backfield after the Pirate timeout. A design quarterback run. It'll take him inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line. And we'll bring up 4th and 3, but as Kyrie told you, that is certainly within the range of Brett Starling, who's already knocked one home from 44 this afternoon.
Well, I'll tell you, based off of, you know, what you've seen off the Elon offense for 2 of the 3 drives they've had so far, you know, Hampton's defense is doing a great job kind of bottling up this offense right now. So just take points when you have the opportunity and keep this game tight. Make the Elon offense make plays to extend the lead.
Benjamin Blakely on the hold. Snap, spot, kick is away, and it is good. So back-to-back field goal drives. Hampton drives it off their 18 and off their own 35. And all of a sudden, Luke Barnes' point after off the T.J. Thomas touchdown earlier in the quarter is the lone difference maker here through the first. Almost 15 minutes of work.
Yeah. Very interesting first quarter for a multitude of reasons. It's just Hampton's defense has been the surprising surprising factor of this game so far, kind of really limiting the Elon offense, landing Clark 2 for 4 for 34 yards. And outside of that 123-yard run by T.J. Thomas, I mean, 5 carries, and you're looking at negative yardage. So the Phoenix, once again, it's the running game. I think the running game is a big part of this offense that opens everything up. And if you take one rush out of it, they are 5 rushes for negative 7 yards. I mean, that is not where the Phoenix want to be, but you have to give a lot of credit to this Hampton defense. They're doing a great job maintaining gap integrity, sending an extra player. They watched that ETSU film last week and saw one additional person on pressure on this offensive line kind of causes a little bit of chaos, and that's what they're doing, and they're doing a great job at it so far.
Starling will boot it away. T.J. Thomas back deep, but so far the opening 2 kicks have gone to Bryson Scott. Now Starling will play the game and kick it to the guy from Thomasville, Georgia. Looking for a seam, can't find one. It is knocked down at the 19-yard line. So the Pirates, after giving up the sky kick return to Bryson Scott and almost having both of them broken, simply kick it deep. And, boy, do a really good job defending that time off of the Phoenix kick return game.
Yeah, and I think there's going to instill a little bit of confidence to keep going back there potentially. But I think they also realize Bryson Scott is not necessarily the person you want to kick to starting from their 40 the entire time. So Hampton there took a risk, and it worked out in their favor.
First time the Phoenix have gone to the split backs. Williams in the ball game for the first time of the afternoon. Clark will keep it off of the zone read, and Landon will take it forward for about a yard on the play, and that will bring us to the end of the first 15 minutes. So far, the lone difference, Luke Barnes' point after off of T.J. Thomas's second rushing touchdown of the year. Pirates answer 2 field goals from Starling and first quarter in the books on Family Weekend 2025. Elon in front by 1.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more.
Decorative towel. There was a mess. I wiped up a mess. Yeah, you
Where is the Never mind, I found it!
Welcome back, football fans. We'll see you in the fridge.
Discover your gateway to the Elon experience with a stay at the Inn at Elon, a 4-star boutique hotel nestled in the heart of one of the nation's most beautiful campuses. Their mission, a stay with a purpose, ensures that 100% of profits from your stay and meals go directly to supporting student scholarships. Enjoy fine dining at the Mark, along with exceptional hospitality throughout your stay. Learn more and book your visit at theinnatelon.com.
Second quarter gets ready to get started. Down to the Phoenix sideline we go, and Hannah Landon Clark in the opening quarter with just 25 total yards of offense. But first-year offensive coordinator Doug Martin has enjoyed the opportunity to get a chance to work with the redshirt freshman.
Yeah, guys, we've seen Landon Clark show his ability at the quarterback position, but today he seemed a little bit frazzled, and offensive coordinator Doug Martin said it's all about focusing on the middle part of the game, and I think we just saw that right there. Learning to control his emotions, being able to play with maturity is the next challenge for this young quarterback, and he is showing that currently right now, Taylor.
Right on cue, Hannah Brady, Landon Clark up top, Isaiah Furman, the touchdown catch and the score. You can't draw it up any better for the second time in 3 weeks. Zamir Winston and Culloway and Isaiah Furman this afternoon, the exclamation point on the pass game.
Well, the Phoenix offensive line there, they went with like a max protect because they knew where they were going with the home run. So the Landon had all day, and you're asking Isaiah Furman to win a one-on-one. That's what he's built for. Outstanding play call, great protection, clean, big touchdown there needed for the Phoenix.
Luke Barnes will knock it home. Official scoring drive summary brought to you by our friends at Wade's Jewelers. 2 plays, 81 yards, and 19 seconds off the clock. I'm not sure this is what Doug Martin and the Phoenix offense had in mind. They're both offensive drives that have put touchdowns on the board have been for less than 1 minute.
Yeah, that's not ideal if you're a defense because you might be a little tired, but that's going to get them going, right? It's going to fire them up, but then also hopefully that is going to calm this offense down, open up a lot of things. But once again, I think that's all set up by the protection. Max protect, bringing in the tight ends there, allowing for Landon Clark to be clean. He's already proven when he has enough time, he has a gun. He can throw that ball wherever. He can make the tough passes. He can make the easy passes. And he has the skill players to make plays, just as we saw there.
You rarely see this. 12 plays and 14 points for the Phoenix.
Yep.
On the offensive end, Luke Barnes to boot it away. Following the touchdown, we'll send you back down to the sideline and finish the conversation with Hannah on the relationship that is burgeoning between the offensive coordinator and the redshirt freshman at quarterback as Hampton will field the kick. This is Johnson working down the Hampton sideline, and he will be run out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Back down to the sideline, Duke University Health Systems and Duke Sports Medicine, the presenting sponsor of our sideline reports. And Hannah, that is an excellent way to encapsulate what Landon Clark and Doug Martin have done for each other right there.
Yeah, Taylor, you said it best, and also offensive coordinator Doug Martin told Landon Clark that you're not a freshman anymore. Now the training wheels are off, and I have to be able to call the plays when I want to call them, and you have to go and play them, and he did exactly just that just now, Taylor.
Hannah, thanks so much. I'm going to get the guy to my right here's thoughts on that statement in just a moment. I was fascinated when the offensive coordinator said it the other evening in our conversation as the throw is made. It is Earl Woods the third who has come into the ballgame. Excuse me. It is not Earl Woods, but rather Brenton Tolles the third who has come into the ballgame at quarterback after Braden Davis got the first quarter of the workload. Pass is complete, though, all the way to the 46-yard line. Handoff, give it away. This is once again Goldsmith on the run, and he will scamper into Elon territory to the 43-yard line. All right, offensive coordinator tells the redshirt freshman, 4 games in, you're no longer a freshman. Right. I got to be able to call what I need to call.
Yep.
You mean there's more stuff?
I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot of things we haven't even touched on yet, and I think it's just we're in conference play now, right? And I think there's a lot of things in the playbook kind of waiting right now, not necessarily putting on film, but I think it just starts with consistency. This Elon offense needs to build consistency, be able to run the ball and throw the ball, and then I'm kind of afraid of what offensive coordinator Doug Martin's going to be able to draw up.
Tolles, straight drop, he'll load and fire. Got a man out there, and it's intercepted. Ish Atkins almost got turned around by Johnson, but then Atkins simply plays center field on the pick. And for the 5th consecutive ball game to open the season, the Phoenix defense forces the miscue.
Yeah, great job there by Ish Atkins. He was sitting back like King Griffey in his prime, just waiting for the opportunity. Great utilization of the hand spin move, getting where it needs to be, especially considering all the challenges he has had, the penalties, the plays. Great job there by 5 to make a play for his defense and getting the ball back to this offense that's coming off of the big play. These are the moments where the Phoenix need to capitalize and have an opportunity to really put their thumbprint on this game.
Landon Clark, 3 for 5 on the afternoon, 115 yards to his credit. He'll begin with Williams as the tailback in 4 wides in the formation. Snap, handoff, given to Williams, the former Virginia State product, simply breaking away from Hampton tacklers into Pirate territory to the 47-yard line. Gain on the play is of 19.
Taylor Durham, I'm going to be very clear right now, and I don't want to make anyone upset, but give that man the ball. Jamil Williams, he's off of contact. He loves the contact. Even there, he gets rocked a little bit out of bounds, but that is a huge gain. That's going to spark up this offensive line and get them going. Big run there by Jamil Williams, needed for him and this offense.
Well, back-to-back carries for Williams, and Jamil will simply get it back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on the carry before the tackle can be made. Is coming up to make the stop is Cam Sturdivant, fourth-year junior from out of Richmond.
Yeah. Great job there by the Hampton D, especially after that big play, kind of staying home, added that pressure. There's been a pretty good battle up front between the Hampton D-line and the Elon O-line so far.
Play action, Clark loading up, home run ball, and it is caught. Isaiah Furman. Another deep ball grab for Furman inside the Phoenix red zone down to the Hampton 19.
Once again, you're seeing Max protect, Magazoo and Ladoyan staying in the block to ensure there's no pressure. And if Hampton's going to go one-on-one, you're going to go one-on-one Isaiah Furman, and Landon Clark has time. I just don't like those chances there. They're going to have to reconsider what they're doing, because that is a big opportunity for the Elon offense, especially in a max protection, creating one-on-ones on the back end.
First crack inside the red zone on the afternoon for the Phoenix. 16 for 18 on the year, 11 touchdowns out of the 16 scores. Clark's looked over to the Phoenix sideline. Offensive coordinator Doug Martin on the Phoenix sideline calling in the play. Handoff given to Williams, and Jamil Williams will run right into the Hampton traffic. Michael Matthews Canty, Fredericksburg, Virginia sophomore, there on the tackle down to the 16-yard line, gain of 3. They never had the Coach Com system for the player back when you played.
No.
Rich Skrosky and Jay Bateman would have been all over that, boss.
I think they would have broke the machine, if we're being quite honest. I could see both of them talking about, let's just go old school. That's what they would have done.
Clark zipping one out. Magazoo in the vicinity, and it'll fall incomplete. Will Hicks in coverage. And that will bring up third down and call it 6 from the 16.
Those are the throws that Landon really has to prove on as we get to the second or last two-thirds of the season. Landon has to just calm down, set his feet. When his feet's not set, it gets away with him from sometimes. And he had 2 receivers there, but he also had Magazoo wide open. Just got to calm down, take a second, trust his mechanics, gets the ball where he needs to be.
McMillan, the lone wide receiver, to the top of your screen. Clark with pressure coming. Landon floats one to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Intended for Furman. He needed to get rid of it, though, quickly, because pressure coming in the form of Sagbusan, who has been in the backfield on multiple opportunities. And the failed third down opportunity will lead to Luke Barnes' first attempt of the afternoon on the field goal side.
Yeah, missed opportunity there for the Elon offense to try to get 6 on the board, and I think they have something with that max protection, but you're not going to be able to do that all game. Even though, you have some success, they really have to get their opportunities really set and understanding that their O-line has to win some battles.
34-yard attempt on the field goal, and Barnes stays perfect on the season. 8 for 8 on the young year, and he moves the Phoenix lead to 11 on the afternoon. Phoenix back-to-back scoring drives here in the second quarter, and Elon leads 17-6. This is Family Weekend 2025 on a Sunsplash Saturday. This is Elon Football.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Today's Family Weekend Contest, CAA opener between Elon and Hampton, presented by the Inn at Elon, where luxury meets the tradition right here on campus. Whether you're visiting for Family Weekend or planning your next day, experience comfort just steps from the action. Be sure to book now at the Inn at Elon.com. Luke Barnes will boot it away for the Phoenix. Elon, their largest lead of the afternoon at 11. And Barnes will bang one into the middle of the end zone, and so Hampton will get it first down and 10 from their own 25-yard line. We were handed a two-deep about Wednesday afternoon. I bring that up because it has been a liberal transition of the two-deep document so far. Isaiah Freeman listed as the starting quarterback. He has yet to see the field. Braden Davis and Brenton Tolles III have been your quarterbacks of choice. Davis back out on the field after Tolles got the one series of work and threw the pick. He will work with Chavis, who was listed not on the two deep, but is running back number 3, as Davis will zip one out. Pass is caught, and coming up to make that catch is Jalen Walker, the redshirt sophomore from out of Annandale, Virginia. Another name that was not provided on the two deep midweek. So Trent Boykin in this Pirate offense shaking some things up.
Oh yeah, keeping us guessing.
Came into the afternoon averaging just under 20 per ball game as Davis trying to zip one out into the flat. Intended receiver was Maxwell Moss and knocked away by the Phoenix defense, and that'll bring up second down and 10.
I really liked what I've seen so far this afternoon from Paris Lowry. He's doing a good job. If he can't get there, getting his hand up, making plays in the backfield, along with Jake Loro kind of really shutting things down on the interior. You know, for as a senior, one of the leaders of this defense needs to play like him, and that's exactly what he's done so far today. Big second down here, and I think the Phoenix have to be prepared because Davis has got into a little groove. I was really surprised to see them take him out, but he's getting things going with the quick game.
Davis fires one out. Pass is caught going to the bottom of the screen, and that's Ferguson to make the grab to the 50-yard line. That'll be enough for the first down. And Hampton moves it to the doorstep of Phoenix territory. Eric Jones comes up to make the tackle.
I mean, from what we've seen from Braden Davis so far, you know, he's 6 for 9, 89 yards, not going for the home run. He's just kind of taking what the defense is giving, but he's doing a great job of putting the ball exactly where it needs to be and limiting the mistakes. That is what they've needed, and that's what he's done.
Davis trying to avoid pressure and cannot. Another Food Lion feed sack to get back, and this one the speed limit. Jake Loro comes up with the sack, second of the afternoon. Loss of 3 on the play.
Yeah, great job there by Jake, getting cut, but then bouncing up immediately in order to get to the quarterback. I think he did a rubbing the belly celebration. We'll leave that alone here this afternoon, but great play there by 55, bouncing back from a cut block and just getting there where he needs to be because Braden was looking to take off and try to get to the first down marker. But he did rub his belly, TD. I have several questions about that. We'll get back to later.
Here's Davis out of the shotgun once again. Pressure coming. Kamari Brown had him wrapped up. Davis wiggles free and then zips one into the Elon sideline. My goodness, what must that be like? 55 got to him the snap before, and then all of a sudden, the guy that was the freshman All-American breaks free on the end, and trouble is right in front of you.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, Kamari is going to be real mad at himself that he kind of, he couldn't bring that down. I think it was just a fantastic stunt. The defensive line have done a really good job with the interior-outerior stunts where the interior linemen are kind of setting the post block. The outside defensive ends are coming in and they're looping around, and it has worked perfectly, and they have to continue doing that just to keep things honest and keep Braden in the pocket.
Davis loading up, looking to fire on third down and long. It is incomplete, intended for Ferguson, but hold the phone, multiple flags. And Eric Jones, the would-be Phoenix defender, and the initial reaction from the third-year sophomore from out of Gwinnett County, Georgia, is not positive.
Pass interference. Defense, number 12. 50 penalty. Automatic first down.
TD, I'll tell you, once again, third down. Third down penalties has been one of the bugaboos for this defense. Eric just got into the way, didn't realize where he was, shoved, and then that's a penalty. That is going to be pass interference. So once again, missed opportunity to kind of put him in a 4th and long situation so you can get a punt and you extend the drive. The Phoenix have to clean that up. But great job by Hampton, putting him in a position, hoping somebody can make a play, and seeing that the Elon defense will be disciplined in that situation. They were not. First down, Pirates.
Third penalty for 35 yards on the afternoon. Here's the give to the back. It is Jay-Sean Lindsay who becomes the third ball carrier of the afternoon for the Pirates. None of the 3 who were listed on the midweek opportunity.
None.
Gain on the play will be of 1 and make it 2nd down and 9.
I feel like Hampton sometimes just going to good old Newport News and finding, I don't know who some of these guys are, but they're making it happen for themselves. And I think they have the talent, especially being in Hampton. So there's guys on that roster who could just play ball, and they're giving them their opportunity. They're giving them a shot in conference play to do that, make plays, and execute at a high level.
Davis 6 for 10 on the afternoon. He'll load up for the 11th time. Pass is caught. Making the grab is Johnson, and Johnson will find his way inside the Elon 30 down to the 26-yard line. Gain of 11, and that'll make it 1st and 10.
Yeah, that's why I was a little confused on why they took Braden Davis out of the game. He was into a really good flow, and he's putting the ball exactly where it needs to be, 7 for 11 right now. And he's doing a great job staying in the pocket, staying calm, even with all that pressure from the Elon defensive line. He's putting on a pretty solid performance here to give, Hampton an opportunity to score.
13th best run offense in the nation has got a little bit of balance to it this afternoon as Davis simply flushed out of the pocket, going to the top of the screen. Had to get rid of it, but hold the phone. Penalty flags in the backfield, and I believe this is the 3rd infraction on the Pirates.
Yep. Offense, number 76, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Sam Young III, senior from out of Bloomington, Indiana, whistled for the hold call. And it is the top of your screen, and he is almost holding on to the shoulder pads of the guy from Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's a hard one-on-one situation for Sam Young against Kamari Brown, especially since he's kind of expecting for the ball to be out. The longer the play goes on, the longer he has to hold on, and then as Kamari's working, that's where the hold gets exposed. Great fight there by 3. They really showcase it and push them back.
First down and long. Handoff on the sweep is given to Ferguson, and Ferguson will find his way to the 30-yard line. Gain on the play will be of 6, so make it 2nd down and 14. Starling is already hit from 44 and 33 on the afternoon. His season long is now 44. Has yet to miss on the young year.
Phoenix defense is very much in a bend-don't-break situation here, trying to limit Hampton for a potential field goal try. But this is the play that's going to really define that, and trying to push them back a little bit, being smart, staying home, making sure there's no rush lanes for Davis to take advantage of.
Pirates also trying to wind that clock just a little bit already. Almost 12 minutes of possession on the afternoon. Flipped out, pass is caught, and making the grab on the play will be Cologne, the backup running back.
That's completed to Hampton's number 8, Jaquan Snipes.
Or excuse me, Jaquan Snipes comes up to make the catch. So once again, a guy that we did not know if we would see in the rotation for the afternoon. And now an injured Pirate is down to that. Omari Allen, 4th-year junior from out of Henderson, North Carolina, who started at ECU. Phoenix have done a good job this afternoon. The Hampton turnover, yes, the Pirates have been able to drive the football, but so far, just 2 field goals.
Well, I'll say this, and that what I've been really impressed with is that Hampton's created some mismatches, primarily there on that last play, going to Cologne, who's one-on-one there with Brody Carroll, linebacker, right? You're putting speed on power in that situation, and you're just trying to get him the ball because you're hoping that speed is going to be away, and that's exactly what happens. Brody Carroll's an outstanding linebacker in all situations, but when you have speed, that's a little bit different of a challenge, and that is where Hampton can really maximize things in creating those matchups. matchups. And that is what they've done so far, just taking advantage of their speed, finding the spots, and making the plays. So that's what they've been doing. So you have to give them a lot of credit, but they understand is they're not going to be able to win this game with field goals. They're going to need to get into the end zone and take advantage of those matchups and try to get 6 on the board rather than adding up 3s.
Allen is going to leave the field under his own power. That's good news for the Pirates. Quick reminder at the half, the commissioner of the Coastal Athletic Association will stop by. Also one of our features on a member of this Phoenix defensive front, fourth-year junior from out of Clayton, North Carolina. On the other side of Raleigh, Dylan Pardue. And then a little bit later, we'll tell you about something that will take place at halftime inside the stadium, the annual AD Honor Roll.
Yeah.
Folks, it is some kind of list as it relates to Elon Athletics. But a 3rd down and long for Davis. On the afternoon, 8 for 12. And whistles on the snap, and Brody Carroll gets scot-free going right up the middle.
Second team timeout, Hampton, 30 seconds.
Boykin was not pleased with what he saw. The 54-year-old native of Kent, Ohio, burns back-to-back timeouts, and so we'll keep it right here. Mentioned earlier, second season as the head coach at Hampton. 6-10 on the year, his 4th season as a head coach overall. A guy who, at Youngstown State, he was a part of 3 FCS national title teams for the former Youngstown State Penguin head coach Jim Tressel.
Yep.
He is 2nd all-time in catches with 150. He is 7th in yardage all-time with 1950. You bring that up to tell you that a guy that's top 7 in those 2 categories and being the head coach of the 13th best run game in all of FCS, some of those numbers don't balance out sometimes.
It doesn't, but he makes it work for himself, and that's part of that Penguin, bring that to a Pirate.
On 3rd down and long, the check down play is flipped back, and that is the back in Goldsmith, and he will find his way to the end zone and a touchdown. Hold the phone. Believe they're going to say down at the 1-yard line. I had looked away for a quick moment, but flag on the play.
Holding, offense, for 6. And your penalty, 3rd down.
And the hold has been called on Noah Cologne. As you look at the catch, Goldsmith spinning away, but Cologne simply right at the point of attack on the spin gets called for the hold, so they'll back him up off of the spot of the foul, and
that's a Big Ten,
instead of it being right at the doorstep, it'll wind up being 3rd and a mile.
Right. But I will say, Cologne on that hold saved the Phoenix because 3 arm tackles on that play. That's not good tackling at all. You can't reach with a player of that caliber. You got to bring your body, got to bring your hips, bring them down. Phoenix got lucky there in that call from a Cologne in the hole, but that was an outstanding run there to give themselves an opportunity.
Davis loading up. He'll fire this one. Hits the ground. Did Atkins get the pick? Nope. They'll say incomplete. And it'll lead to a 4th down and long. And
tremendous acting there. That was an outstanding. That was Oscar worthy, but yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah, that skipped off the ground into his hands. But once again, that was very Oscar worthy. Outstanding replay there from our.
The ruling on the field of an incomplete pass is under further review.
I'm going to be honest. Once again, Elon Sport Vision coming through in the clutch with outstanding visions. That looked like it bounced off his right hand into his chest.
Yes, it did.
So if it cradled, I haven't seen anything that said it hit the ground yet. There's a.
Yeah, but back it up real quick. All right, start there and go right to the play. Here we go. Great angle right here.
Hand,
chest,
under,
and then back to the hands. It hits the ground, and I'll use the term that you and I heard a couple of years ago when we started trying to decipher the replay. It hit the ground because the player hit the ground.
Yeah.
The ball did not hit the ground because the ball hit the ground. The ball hit the ground because it was cradled by the player, and the player hit the ground.
Yep. All right. No. I'm with you.
So if it goes hand,
yeah.
And by the way, give all the credit in the world. Ish does a great job getting the bottom hand underneath it.
Fantastic.
The bottom hand's the only reason that we're having the conversation.
Absolutely, for sure.
Because he gets the bottom hand under it between the ball and the ground, and then the ball bounces up and then back into both hands.
I'll just tell you, based off of the images, and once again, great job by the Elon Sport Vision team giving us a lot of cuts of this. I don't think there's enough here to overturn, especially where the ball is there, because based off of what I've seen in college football the last couple of years, if that ball is touching any part of the ground, even if he's cradling it, they're going to call incomplete. But then once again, they call on the field is that it was an incomplete pass. So you have to have definitive evidence that he caught the ball. And that is where that part right there is where it's going to be difficult. I don't think it's as clear as it needs to be in order for them to overturn this. Been wrong before, been wrong this season, was wrong last week, probably maybe be wrong again. But at the same time, outstanding play there by Ish Atkins to try to get the turnover.
This would be Davis's first turnover of the afternoon. Tolles has the other interception to his credit.
They're taking their time here, T. I think, I appreciate that they're going to take a look at this and make sure they get it right. I think a lot of good angles there, but I think they're looking to one definitive one in order to make the call.
Well, ready to go.
After further,
Mr. Winberg.
The defender completed the catch, so we have an interception. First down on the 28-yard line.
Not only the second pick for the Phoenix, but it's Ish Atkins' second pick of the afternoon. And the Phoenix, with 6+ minutes in the book, will get the opportunity to have had it.
They probably had a few more angles than I thought. But once again, that's an outstanding job by Ish Atkins by putting it in a situation, making a play on the ball, and getting a turnover, especially when it looked like Hampton was moving forward. That penalty put him in a bad situation. And now there's no points on the board with the Phoenix with 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Try to put another 6 up.
Not only that, but back-to-back drives end off of the Greensboro, North Carolina native pick, and the two picks are completely opposite.
Yep.
Clark ready to go. Handoff given to Thomas. TJ stops and now cuts upfield. He'll take it across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. Will make it 2nd and 7.
You know what I love seeing right there, though, Taylor Durham? I love seeing Michael Muldrow 15 yards down the field blocking. That is an offensive lineman who's taking a grown man where he doesn't want to go. The Phoenix offensive line has been really challenged the last couple of weeks on their physicality. You're starting to see it here in the last couple of drives.
That's Bakey in motion across your screen. Clark forced out. He'll check down. Zymir Winston the catch, and then Winston simply taken into the Elon sideline. Harold O'Neal, who came into the afternoon, he had 41 tackles through the first 4 ball games.
Holding,
there to
offense,
lay the lumber.
Number 5, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
But TJ Thomas has whistled for the holding penalty. And the Phoenix penalized for the 4th time on the afternoon. Kyrie, not only is it 4 penalties, but Phoenix right now living in the 10-yard plus average. 4 penalties for 45 yards.
Yeah, it's not the small 5-yard variety. They're just making a lot of mistakes or from the holding, face mask. Like, these are not the ones you want to see, especially to back you up in a very important drive here.
2nd and 17. Clark once again flushed out of the pocket, coming toward the Elon sideline, and Landon will simply flip it out of bounds. As giving chase that time is Malachi Calhoun, the junior from out of Carrollton, Texas. Thought it was interesting in our conversation with Doug Martin on Wednesday. He talked about not only Landon's growth that Hannah mentioned, but that part of that growth being, and I'm always fascinated to hear somebody say this, he's got to know when to take a sack, and he's got to know when to throw it into the sideline.
Yeah, and I think there's been heavy conversations here, especially as a quarterback who's so talented as he is. He can't take hits that he just don't need it.
Clark looking, got a man out there in Keenaz McMillan, and it is incomplete. And it will force the 4th down opportunity. after the Phoenix are stymied by the penalty.
You know, Taylor, I'll tell you, I know the Phoenix want to go throw game here, but I will say the run game has to be better established in order against this Hampton defense to try to wear them down a little bit. But Hampton's done a pretty good job. I mean, take away the big play, but Landon Clark right now is 4 for 10, throwing at a 40% clip, and, you know, had a big play, big touchdown pass, which was huge. But outside of that, Hampton's done a pretty good job defensively of keeping him somewhat corralled.
A spiraling punt. Maxwell Moss will take it at the 30-yard line and then bring it back up, and they'll say to the 40-yard line. And so gain of about 9 or 10 on the play, and that's where Hampton will put it in for what will be their 6th offensive series of the afternoon. First down and 10 from their own 40.
Here for the Elon defense, right, they've had a few really big plays from Ish Atkins, some interceptions here, but going right back on the field. So they have to continue to try to slow them down. But if I'm the Hampton offense, it's kind of going back to Davis, quick throws right to his face, crossing routes, allowing for the playmakers to make plays, trying to get a matchup where you have your speed against the linebackers here of the Elon defense and allowing them to try to, you know, make a play and try to go get 6 here before the half.
Davis works with Chavis off of his hip. In the offensive set, it's Ferguson in motion across your screen. Handoff given to Ferguson on the jet sweep. Ferguson trying to turn the corner and cannot. DJ James Hamilton there on the force. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play. Excuse me, it is Tyshawn Johnson on the carry, not Ferguson. So Johnson finds his way for a gain of 3. Makes it 2nd and 7, but a good job by the Phoenix, especially Hamilton, to come down and simply escort the play out.
Great job on the pursuit angles by the defensive, especially the linebackers are getting there.
Davis ready on the throw. He'll zip one out, and it is incomplete. Chavis, the intended receiver. Brody Carroll in the vicinity. It'll make it 3rd down. Let's call it 3rd and 7.
Yeah, I think you can see what the game plan is right now, right? Once again, just trying to put the running backs and wide receivers against Brody Carroll, Asher Cunningham, seeing if they can get a matchup there and try to utilize their speed in order to have a one-on-one where they can get to the outside and try to get to the edge against this defense.
Davis looks back over toward the Pirates sideline. Offensive coordinators Ollie Taylor and Bobby Blizzard, the co-offensive coordinators for the Pirates. Davis set, here comes pressure, and down he goes. And Kamari Brown, his 3rd consecutive ball game with a sack. It's another Food Lion Feed sack to get back, and it will push the Pirates all the way back to the 30-yard line and bring up a 4th down.
I mean, he won't get credit for it, but Asher Cunningham did an outstanding job of going into the gap, drawing the attention of both 2 offensive linemen. And as a result, what happens, what they've been doing, a lot of stunts. Kamari Brown creeps on inside, gets untouched, and he was not going to miss this time. Great square up, big sack there for 3, and an opportunity for the Elon offense to get the ball before half.
Starling will boot it away. And he does just that. Bryson Scott backpedaling. He'll play it from the Elon 20 to the 30. Scott trying to get to the bottom of your screen. 35, and he'll be pushed out of bounds at the 37-yard line. A 17-yard return. And that's where the Phoenix will have had it. 1st down and 10. We mentioned earlier Hannah Brady's sideline reports presented to you by our friends at Duke Health and Duke Sports Medicine. Be sure to connect with your health care and find out how they can help you. DukeHealth.org.
TD, 3 minutes and 46 seconds left in the 2nd quarter here. I think the Phoenix have everything open in their playbook. They have 3 timeouts. Landon Clark, once again, big deep breath, calm down, maybe utilize the run a little bit, quick throws across his face, and then I think that will open up some components of his game. Just got to get him calm down a little bit.
Over 30 yards of completion in the opening half. Clark flushed out. Now he'll take it himself and simply guide it into the sideline. Harold O'Neal III puts a hand on him. Gain on the play will be of 1 and makes it 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, it just looks like the offensive line has to communicate a little bit more because Hampton, even with 4, is creating enough pressure on the outside and inside to make Landon a little uncomfortable, thus flushing him out and just keeping him for short games such as what we just saw.
Give you a number here in just a moment, underscores your point. Here's Williams And Jamel inside Pirate territory down to the 40-yard line. Flag on the play all the way to the 38-yard line. And hold the phone, though. Let's wait and see. Marion McLeod got up. Henry Wimberg and his crew have been busy here in the opening half. As now all of a sudden, Zymir Winston and Andre Jackson with some conversation. Just on the outskirts of the officiating conversation. Mr. Wimberg, your thoughts?
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 50. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Penalty has been whistled. They said number 50 on the offense. That would be Nicer Kelly, so it is not on 50.
It's
59.
The
Michael number is 5'9".
Michael Mordro is whistled for the 15-yard penalty. So back the Phoenix up. All of a sudden they go from inside the Hampton 40 to working 1st and 10 off their own 47. Play action, Clark looking, he'll load up and fire deep. Got a man out there in Furman. It is incomplete and no flags on the play. Tayson Cheatham and Isaiah Furman going down the sideline. Hand fighting just a touch. Now, wait a second, there is a flag in the Hampton sideline. And Isaiah Furman's the first to tell you.
Number 20, 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Whistled for the defensive holding call. It'll be a 10-yard penalty. That flag coming from way behind the play.
Yep. And he was tugging. He was.
But it's a benefit to the Phoenix on a first down.
See, I do want to go back to the Muldrow play. That was just an unnecessary penalty. Once again, wipe out a fantastic run with just a bonehead penalty, but you get some of it back here with the hold.
Handoff given to Williams, and Jamel Williams will take it down to the 40-yard line, gain of 3 on the play before the stop can be made. Coming up to make the tackle is Calhoun.
Well, with the Phoenix 2:45 left, obviously you're going to get a play or two before the 2-minute timeout. I think it's important to cash in on this drive, right? A missed opportunity there, but you're starting to get a few things going with the run with Williams, and then now you're going back with another penalty on the offensive line.
Yep, let's wait and see who jumped. Hampton pointed at multiple
Snap
guys.
infraction. Offense, number 69, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Nobody jumped. Snap infraction means that Braden Walker simply picked the football up, right?
Yep. Well, he moved, and then Marion McLeod moved, and then Michael Muldrow moved. So, yeah, I mean, that is the snap infraction. But once again, the offensive line had Elon. They have to clean this up because they're absolutely helping out the Hampton defense.
6 penalties for 65 yards in the opening half. Clark on the play action. Dan Frederick, the tailback. He'll zip one out. Caught, landed Bakey. Ball then pops free, and let's say incomplete will be the call. And so they will not give Bakey the football move before it popped out. They'll simply say incomplete, landed unable to make the grab. And that'll make it 3rd down and long.
And that's a good ball. Landon Clark put on Landon Bakey. He has to bring that in. 3 knows better. It hits him in the hand, like right there, cradle it. You just got to complete the catch, go down before you start running, because that would have put you in a really good situation within the red zone potentially.
Now all of a sudden,
the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass is under further review.
In the opening half. We'll head to the video replay system. Phoenix so far have been very fortunate on these reviews.
Absolutely.
Landon Clark's early miscue deemed an incomplete pass. And then Ish Atkins, after a great bit of work to put the hand under the football, simply finds his way to his second pick.
Yeah, I think, well.
That's, I got.
Nope,
I'm going to go back to your definition. I go back to your definitions. First and foremost, let's start with, and we'll tell you about the litany of folks that we have on the camera side and the video replay side. They have been awesome this afternoon. You are getting an inside look at what the gentlemen to our right now are looking at, and I'm going to ask the ESV folks to run it back just a touch. And the question I have on this is the banking catch, and then it felt like
After
Landon made
review,
not
the
one.
ruling on the field is upheld. Incomplete pass.
Wow.
Third down.
I knew it was coming. That's why I didn't say anything. I'm with you, though. I'm with you. I thought it was going to be
And I'm not
fumble.
talking about the catch. I'm talking about
Yes.
step one and
The
step
two.
two after the catch.
100%. I'm with you. I'm with you. That's why I didn't say anything. I'm already wrong once. Don't want to be wrong twice.
Three for three. Phoenix are 3 for 3 on the afternoon.
One
so
thing
far.
about growing up, you just gotta own when you're incorrect, and you don't want to keep being incorrect. So I just don't know.
I understand.
We're just having fun at this point.
Third down and long. Clark will load up and fire. Here comes the pressure. Landon got to get back to the line of scrimmage, and then he'll simply dive down. Harold O'Neal in the vicinity. Calhoun as well. They'll say got back to the line of scrimmage. May have lost about a half yard. So back to the Hampton 45, and the 2-minute timeout will arrive, and the Phoenix will have an opportunity to think things over. They may be just outside of the range of the former Grimsley Whirly, but we'll make that decision when we return. Back to Rhodes Stadium. Phoenix in front by double digits on Family Weekend. This is Elon Football.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the Modern difference.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank. We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Isaiah Furman and TJ Thomas have got the Phoenix touchdowns. The lone 2 touchdowns in the opening half. Elon in front by 11 at 17-6. They have made the decision. Jeff Yerk on the pooch punt. And he will lift one high into the air. And the Phoenix will make the play. A special teams play made going down the sideline. And I believe it is Jason Singer, the former Cornell lacrosse player, that gets the hand on it. And Hampton, for the second time on the afternoon, will start it from their own 5-yard line. Kyrie?
Yeah, that was very impressive there. I mean, not letting it bounce because it's probably going into the end zone for a touchback. So now, under 2 minutes, you have them pinned back a little bit.
Yep.
I can expect the Phoenix here to apply a little bit of pressure, force the Pirates into a mistake, and try to give your offense one more opportunity with the ball, especially with the leg of Luke Barnes. Anything would be possible here to try to get at least a three-point try on the board.
Davis continuing to work. He'll work in the backfield with Chavis for the Pirates.
Nope.
And false start, I believe. Sam Young's name gets called for a second time.
Offense, number 76.
Yep.
Penalties half the distance. First down.
The veteran of this group up front, the lone senior, is 76. And he's been saddled with both of the false start penalties. Half the distance, so let's call it the 2.5-yard line for government work.
Yep.
Handoff, this is Chavis, runs right into the teeth of the defense, and Paris Lowry continuing to have quite a half, but hold the phone as Lowry slings Chavis to the ground. Penalty flags fly. I don't think it's on 4. I think there's something else, but number 3 is the guy clapping the hands. And
Hampton is going the wrong way right now. This is not where they want to be, especially with Elon with 3 timeouts.
This may be a block below the waist. That's the early indicator we've been given. 12 penalties, Kyrie. This will be number 13 of the half.
Gross.
Between two ball clubs that came in on the season averaging 13 per game.
Yep.
Chop block, offense, number 73 and number 51. That penalty's declined. Second down.
D'Orso, the redshirt freshman from out of Hampton, and Jalen Williamson-Thomas, the left guard in the center. And it is Jake Loro who is the victim on the Phoenix defense.
Yeah, that's one of those weird situations where Jake Loro was kind of crossing face and it went high-low.
Timeout.
And I think 73 was
Elon,
trying to block.
First of the half.
And
30
now
seconds.
The Phoenix and head coach Tony Trisciani are going to try to play a little bit of the extend the clock.
Please reset the game clock to 1:47.
Second down and long with 1:45 left. And the Phoenix will have two timeouts. At need, we remind you that the two touchdown drives here in the opening half have accounted for a grand total of 70 seconds.
Yep. I will say this in a lot of those plays. That chop block was interesting because 74 was going towards Paris Lowry and it was already down. However, considering where he was and the step that Jake Loro took, with making contact with the guard there cannot be any contact with two bodies at one time. That will constitute a chop block. So that's what happened there. It wasn't an intentional chop block, I should say, by any means. But for the Phoenix, they have the timeouts to play with. I would say Hampton has to be really careful here. 1:47, second and 12. Their backs are already there. That's going to be a very interesting punt. They have to get some yardage, create a little space and opportunity for the Phoenix or for the Pirates in order to boot off a really good punt, because the Phoenix, knowing special teams coordinator Milo Austin, they're going to bring a little bit of pressure if the opportunity presents itself.
Davis ready to go. About to step into the end zone, as Kyrie told you. Snap, handoff, give it to Chavis. Chavis fights his way back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe to the 7-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. Makes it, let's call it 3rd down and 8. Gain of 4 on the play, rather.
Here it is. Yep. And I think head coach Tony Trisciani is going to wait here and is going to allow the clock to go, save his timeouts. Hopefully his defense makes a stop here. Then he would call one, keep one in his back pocket for a potential to get the offense back to ball and get in field goal range or potentially have a shot at 6.
He also may be able to keep both of them because of the incomplete pass here on 3rd down.
That's true.
Davis rolling out. He will fire one headed for the sideline, and the catch is made. Tyshawn Johnson comes away to make the catch at the 28-yard line, a gain of 20 on the play, or excuse me, 19 on the play. They'll spot it at the 27, and now the Pirates can try to get some late points on the scoreboard, but certainly also have it for the final time of the half on the offensive end. Is Davis, the former Syracuse Orange, takes it to the 30-yard line before he is upended. Gain of 3 on the play. Hampton may be trying to go 2 for 1 here. Remember, the Pirates will get it to begin the second half.
I think I've been really impressed with Davis and how he's played so far. Outside of that one interception, that was just a great play by Atkins. But Ferguson and Johnson, they're having a day so far. Both are just a shade under 50 yards, 3 catches apiece. They're going to need them as they go forward.
Zipped out into the flat, and it is Goldsmith once again that makes the grab. He is pulled in at the 33-yard line. Gain of 3 will make it 3rd down and
Hampton.
4.
30 seconds.
And Hampton will take the timeout. And so with 31 seconds left before the halftime break, we remind you, Hannah Brady and the head coach, as Elon will head to the locker room, and then busy halftime report to get to. Dylan Pardue is inactive this afternoon, but we'll show you a feature as Dylan talks not only about the journey since entering the program for the Phoenix, from a walk-on to a guy that has been a veteran and productive member of this defensive front, but also his plans for life after Elon for the 4th-year junior and the guy from Clayton, North Carolina. And then the guy to our right who's standing up, the commissioner of the league in Joey D'Antonio will stop by. As conference action
Please set
in
the
full
game clock
swing. Phoenix
to
will
36.
be in the Baltimore Metro
Thank
next
you.
weekend for a date with Towson, then back here for homecoming before hitting the road for Williamsburg and Maine in October. And we'll see 4 different kicks to the credit.
Yeah, just a quick bit on Dylan Pardue. I mean, definition of a student athlete through and through. Outstanding young man on the field, but an even better young man off the field. Scholar, research, does it all, checks all the boxes. But from a former walk-on athlete, his story is unique, but it also showcases hard work pays off.
3rd down and 4. Handoff is given to Chavis. Chavis looking for a little bit of room. He'll find it enough to get the first down. And then trying to stay in bounds. Things are getting a little bit chippy on the back end of the play. But it's enough to move the sticks across the way. And another 1st and 10.
I'll tell you, that was the longest developing play I've ever seen of getting to the sideline. But he got there, extended the sticks. Still an opportunity, 20 seconds left.
Yep, and Davis will spike the football to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Now, one thing for the Pirates so far today is that they haven't necessarily went downfield for the home run ball very often. They haven't had the opportunity to. But with 20 seconds left and 1 timeout, they're going to have to test the middle of this field against this Elon defense and try to give themselves an opportunity to at least get a 10 for 3 on the board.
Davis on the snap. Here comes the pressure. He'll zip one out, and it is incomplete. Jesse Powell in the neighborhood that time. Maxwell Moss, the intended receiver, the former James Madison Duke, and that'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Kamari Brown is creeping over there. I mean, a one-on-one block, that is a tough ask for anyone, especially for number 76, Sam Young. He's doing his best, but Kamari, especially in a 2-point stance, that's a tough battle, and he's going to have to hold on because Kamari's going to bring his best pass rusher in this situation. So if Hampton wants to do it, they have to keep Davis clean here and allow him to have a good pocket to get the ball out.
2 teams are a combined 4 for 14 and 3rd down in the opening half. Davis, straight drop, pocket holds. Davis will load up and fire. Got a man out there, and it is incomplete. Intended for Johnson, the guy who's been picked on at times, but he's also been rewarded at other times. Knocks it away. Another pass breakup to go with the 2 picks.
Now, I'll tell you right now that there was an opportunity. He had a step on Ish Atkins, but when you throw a ball like a jump ball like that, that's where Ish Atkins utilizes his length. He's a long individual. Get his hands up and make a play.
And look at what the Phoenix are going to do on the punt return. Bryson Scott out, and with 3 seconds left in the half, T.J. Thomas back deep.
Yeah, I would just say, don't think you should kick to him, especially with 8 seconds left. I am kicking that ball out of bounds because all 5 needs is a little bit of a crease, and then you can be looking at his back as he goes. And yeah, I think they realize that.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
They will back up 5 yards, and then Starling will have a go. It will be his 3rd punt of the afternoon, 45.5 yards on his first 2.
And it looks like the Phoenix are bringing the house in order to try to get a block in this situation.
Starling waits.
Going safe.
And now the boot. Spiraling kick. TJ will have a go from inside the 30. Finds a little bit of a seam, but cannot break the final tackle or 2. He'll be upended at the 43, and that will end us to the end of the first half as the Phoenix get touchdowns from T.J. Thomas and Isaiah Furman in 2 drives that total a grand total of 70 seconds. Luke Barnes adds the field goal, and Elon finds themselves in front by the 17-6 count. We wait on Hannah Brady to spend a few moments with the head coach, and it appears Hannah is ready with the 7th-year man from out of Manchester. Hannah?
Stepo.
Yeah, I'm proud of our defense right now. We're playing 1 snap at a time. You know, wish we could have pinned them back there. That would have been big to get an extra possession. But we're doing a good job. We got to keep them in front. We got to stop the run. We got to keep them in front of us. Can't give up the big play.
Offensively, what do you want to see more of?
Well, we need to do a better job from a protection standpoint. We've cracked some runs. So if we can continue to crack some runs, it's going to make it a whole lot easier to protect.
Thanks for the time, Coach.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Taylor.
Hannah, thanks so much. Phoenix head to the break, up double figures, 17-6. Feature on Dylan Pardue begins our halftime report, and then a little bit later, the commissioner of the CAA stops by for our annual visit. Halftime report is next. Phoenix in front, 17-6. Family Weekend 2025 off to a rousing beginning. This is Elon Football on My 48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Be a part of the vibrant culture of Elon University, where personal connections propel your journey. At Elon, potential is mentored into purpose, engagement, and influential leadership. Education transcends the classroom, driven by immersive experiences and hands-on opportunities. Dive in from day one to explore your passions and graduate as a leader ready to make a difference. Are you ready to begin your journey? Discover the possibilities at elon.edu.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy, with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the modern difference.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
My first memory of playing football was walking back from a Pee Wee game in the parking lot. I don't remember anything about the game. None of what happened, none of what I played. I just remember being with my granddad because he was always the one who really inspired me to play football because he played football here back when they were winning championships. How if I got this opportunity, how important it would be to stick it out. I specifically remember not getting very much Division I attention, and so for me, when I thought about how to continue my career after high school, I knew pretty much from the get-go that I was going to be a walk-on in some capacity. So I didn't expect to be, some star FBS player or FCS player, even for that matter. Duke came and saw me one time, and then that staff got fired that Sunday. And then Elon talked to me and went on a visit, and they offered, I think it was 6 or 7 guys on the visit with me. They offered us all a roster spot, and I was like, well, this is where I want to be, more or less. As a football player, obviously I came in, I was on scout team, which I remember my coach told me, and he had he was really trying to console me. And for me to be on the scout team, I was like, that's all I can ask for, really. Just to be able to go against the starters, I felt like was more valuable than anything I could have gotten at the time. And then again, my sophomore year, and that's really when I felt like I blossomed as a player, even though I still didn't play at all. But that's when I had time to grow as a player, look at myself and see what kind of player I wanted to be, and then put that into action against, again, the starters my sophomore year. It gave me an opportunity to practice moves I wouldn't have done against, if I was actually the starter, there's no way I'm doing these moves against the scout team, because in a game, there's no way I can do them. But when I'm going against the starters, I have that freedom to try moves that I never would have tried. If you would have told me 3 or 4 years ago that I would have had a sack against Duke, I would have told you you're lying. You get objective evidence that you've developed at something and gotten better at it, knowing that in my heart I've accomplished something that no one can take away from me for the rest of my life. I was getting into lifting around like 9th grade, and I was watching like YouTube videos, and you watch the YouTube video and you get like the recommended videos, and then I came across this pair of doctors that lifted, and I just took an interest in what they preached. Like, it was always about being evidence-based. And so this pair of doctors, I mean, they were obviously really successful, and they were jacked. I was like, well, I want to be jacked too one day, and being a doctor is a sick role to have. And just as I slowly learned more and more about the profession, I felt like it was my calling. I think I would want to specialize in sports medicine just because I obviously have that athletic background, and I've got a little sister that's an athlete, and she's talking about her aches and the cracks and stuff like that. And so for me to hear her experience, and it's like I want to fill a void in the sports medicine world about really listening to athletes and making sure that what they're experiencing is heard. Everyone's a little different. Everyone feels pain differently. Everyone experiences their sport differently. What I'm looking for when I'm going to see a sports medicine doctor is I want to feel heard, because I'm not going there because I'm healthy and I'm perfectly fine. I'm going there because I'm experiencing some pain, some aches, and I want my experience to be heard. And I feel like to understand that helps me in the future provide the experience that I'm looking for and that I think other athletes are looking for. If I had to say some words of wisdom, I guess, for a 21-year-old to an 18-year-old, I'd just say you might not always know what's behind the next door. As long as you just have faith and you continue just to know, again, like my granddad said, like, as long as you stick with it, you're never going to be ashamed of what you get out of it. As long as you don't know what's behind the door and you just keep pushing towards the door, you're always going to be satisfied with what's behind the door.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more.
Decorative towel. There was a mess. I wiped up a mess.
Yeah, you... Where is the butt? Never mind, I found it!
Welcome back, football fans. We'll see you in the fridge.
Discover your gateway to the Elon experience with a stay at the Inn at Elon, a 4-star boutique hotel nestled in the heart of one of the nation's most beautiful campuses. Their mission, a stay with a purpose, ensures that 100% of profits from your stay and meals go directly to supporting student scholarships. Enjoy fine dining at the Mark, along with exceptional hospitality throughout your stay. Learn more and book your visit at theinnatelon.com.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
Halftime from Rhodes Stadium, Elon in front 17-6. The Fire of the Carolinas under the direction of Jonathan Poquette performing at the break as we quickly take you through the final Saturday in September, and for most, the unofficial start to the journey in CAA regular season play, including both of the early games. Towson in front of Bryant 23-18, 7 minutes left to play In the fourth, Phoenix will be in the Baltimore Metro next Saturday. New Hampshire's jumped out to a 7-0 advantage and kept it rolling from that point, 24-6 over Albany. Other ball games in progress. The Catamounts lead the Camels 7-0 in Bowie's Creek. Maine's jumped out to the early 7-0 lead at home against the Aggies. Villanova 7, William and Mary 0. The Wildcats trying to bounce back after the loss last Saturday to Monmouth, and Stony Brook 3 and Merrimack 0. Just about 5 minutes gone by in the first quarter. A perfect segue, the CAA scoreboard, to welcome in our halftime guest and the commissioner of the league, in Joey D'Antonio. It is great to see you as always.
Taylor, it's always a pleasure to be with you. I appreciate you having me on. It's great to see you.
End of September, the unofficial start to league play. Multiple ball clubs ranked. This is a league that has had multiple teams in the postseason for several years. Welcome to the most energetic start to the schedule.
Appreciate you saying that. It's going to be a very interesting year to see who's standing at the end. There's no question. I do think we're going to see a couple teams emerge that'll be towards the top. It seems as though we do have some programs that are starting to emerge based on some of the non-conference results. We'll see. I'm very curious to see Rhode Island tonight, FBS game. That's one that they could get. You know, we already have one FBS win this year with Bryant taking down UMass. So it's been a really good start to the season so far.
The Rams, who are the preseason league favorite on the road in Western Michigan this same date. You're here not only for family weekend, you're here not only for the league opener, but you're also here on the afternoon that the AD Honor Roll is recognized. 250 student athletes during the halftime introduced, and it's from a program that had 3 CAA student athletes of the year last year. That's an important aspect to the overall journey, right?
It's more than important. It's probably at the top of the list. I mean, you know, one of the things we talk about all the time is you want to be able to understand the opportunity that you have as a student athlete at any one of our institutions.
Okay.
And that starts with, whenever I have a chance to talk to teams, that starts with the opportunity to be at a tremendous academic school, no matter which one we have in the conference, and be able to get your degree. Because bottom line is, while just take the men that are playing in this game today, they probably all have aspirations. They'd like to play professional football at some point.
Right.
And if that's their dream, we all hope it comes true.
Right.
But there has to be something to fall back on. And when you can establish yourself and start to lay the foundation for hopefully what is going to be your ability to achieve success and achieve your goals and dreams in life, it starts with getting your degree. And when you can attend a school like Elon, put that degree in your pocket, you're well on your way.
Way too short of a visit. I hope we can do it during basketball season.
I'll look forward to it.
That's the commissioner of the CAA, in Joey D'Antonio. We're back. Kyrie Walker rejoins me. Highlights and stats come your way next. This is Elon Football on My 48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancec.edu to learn more.
Decorative towel. There was a mess. I wiped up a mess.
Yeah, you... Where is the box? Never mind, I found
Welcome back, football fans. We'll see you in the fridge.
Discover your gateway to the Elon experience with a stay at the Inn at Elon, a 4-star boutique hotel nestled in the heart of one of the nation's most beautiful campuses. Their mission, a stay with a purpose, ensures that 100% of profits from your stay and meals go directly to supporting student scholarships. Enjoy fine dining at the Mark, along with exceptional hospitality throughout your stay. Learn more and book your visit at theinnatelon.com.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
24 to 36 hours ago, this is the last thing we thought we'd see. Sunshine and blue skies and a little bit of cloud work on Family Weekend as as Elon opens CAA play this afternoon by welcoming in the Hampton Pirates with Kyrie Walker. I'm Taylor Durham. Once again, our thanks to the commissioner of the CAA for stopping by to spend a little bit of time. Phoenix in front. Let's show you how we got there off of the first half highlights. And the Phoenix get out early. TJ Thomas back-to-back touches of about 23 per snap, including the 23-yard run. Here's touch one, though, to begin things as he breaks free. And then Kyrie gone right when he hit the hole.
Yep, outstanding job there by the offensive line, just providing a crease. Number 5 doesn't need much. Provided that already the juice from the last play. Touchdown, Elon.
TJ Thomas, 53 total yards in the opening half. Hampton, though, would try to get back in it. A long completion over the top of Ish Atkins. More on that in just a moment. And would lead to a Starling field goal. The Pirates would start to get to Landon Clark. And all of a sudden, it felt a little bit at times like Hampton wanted to get this ball game back to where it was last October when it was a physical challenge for both ball clubs.
I mean, I think Hampton has done a fantastic job in moments, right? I think they just haven't capitalized offensively. They have 4 tackles for a loss and a sack so far in the first half. They are interrupting the flow of this Elon offense, but they just haven't been able to capitalize on offense yet. But the Elon offense, I think the run game started to get established there. They're going to need that as they go forward. That is a big part of what they want to do. And when they can run the ball and they can open up everything on their offensive end, that makes them dynamic but also super dangerous.
Isaiah Furman on the long touchdown catch, and then here's the first of 2 interceptions for Ish Atkins. The second one needed a video replay review with regards to potentially making the grab and keeping it off of the ground, but also give credit. Phoenix defensively on the sack side have been fantastic. They've been credited for 2, but they forced the Pirates to go 11 for 21 with the 2 picks.
I've been very impressed by the defensive line so far, especially starting with the interior, the 2 seniors. You got Paris Lowry, you got Jake Loro, and I think the one thing I have loved as a big boy, you love a stunt, and that's making things happen. Like you're using your interior lineman to go north to open up a gap in order for your defensive lineman or defensive ends to come in. They have done that several times to perfection. I expect to see more of that here in order to keep Hampton's offense honest, especially in the quarterbacks, but not perfect by any means, but a great start to this game. A lot of things to work on here to try to put this very competitive game away. You got to give it a lot to the Pirates. They've competed so very well so far in the first half.
You and I have talked about growth moments before. You take a look at the numbers with regards to the total offensive number, and I'll also tell you that the Phoenix wind up only snapping it 26 times in the opening half. Kyrie, 26 for 212 yards, and it underscores when I tell you that Landon Clark is about 35 yards per completion, and Isaiah Furman is an even 40 yards per catch.
Well, I'll tell you, especially talking about Landon Clark, he has 4 completions out of 11 attempts. So obviously you want that number to be a little bit higher, but Landon has to remain clean. The offensive line has to continue to do that. I think of those 4 completions, that's happened when there's been max protection. So that's something the Phoenix have been able to do and do well, but they have to be able to not go max and keep him clean. So he has to stay calm, cool, collected. But the Phoenix also, they have to start playing clean football. A lot of really silly penalties on third down, both offense and defense, extending drives for Hampton, but also ending drives for the Phoenix. have to be smart, keep that number down. As more as they creep that up, they allow the opportunity for Hampton to stay in this game.
Been a long time since we've seen 9 minutes and 20 seconds in a differential for a time of possession, and the number that I'm sure nobody is happy with on either side, 13 infractions for 110 yards between the two teams. Hampton won the toss to begin things. They deferred the option to the second half, and so Luke Barnes ready to put toe to leather, and away we go for the final 30 minutes. Phoenix trying to win for a fifth consecutive CAA game, and get ready for Towson and Johnny Unitas Stadium next Saturday. Ball in the end zone, and so the Pirates will get it first down and 10 from their own 25. In the opening half, Hampton has it 7 times. They wind up 3 punts, 2 picks, and the 2 field goals. 4 of the drives go for nine or more plays. Phoenix wind up forcing 2 3 and outs. And this is Davis on the handoff, given to Chavis. Chavis runs away from Loro and then gets a seam. He may be gone. Hart giving chase going down the sideline, but will not be able to catch him. And Jackie Chavis, the freshman from out of Richmond, Virginia, who was a late start, makes the most of the first touch of the second half and takes it 75 yards. And just like that, home run from Hampton. They've cut it to 5 with the point after pending.
Unfortunate there. I mean, missed tackle from Jake Loro, missed tackle from Paris Lowry, and just turned on the Jets because I think everyone took their foot off the gas. Very reminiscent of some plays earlier. The Phoenix missed opportunity there to start off with a strong foot. And now Hampton, energy, excitement, back into this game, back to a one-possession game.
Snap and kick is good on the point after. And Brett Starling moves the Pirates back within 4 at 17-13. Scoring drive summary is simple. 1 play, 75 yards in 13 seconds. And all of a sudden, a 17-13 game.
Once again, not ideal at all. I mean, you had a very dominant first half in an abundance of ways. And then you just come out on that first play. And now a team that, you were hoping to kind of put the finishing touches on, you gave them hope. You gave them there. And now the offenses have to come out because, for the most part, the Hampton defense has done a fantastic job on trying to bottle, except for a big play or two, has done a great job bottling up this Elon offense. So we got a brand new ballgame, team.
Quick reminder, Phoenix with 2 sacks in the opening half. Every sack, a sack to give back. Food Lion Feeds has donated over 3.8 million meals. Local food banks and college pantries through the Food Lion Feeds Sack to Give Back program. For every sack the Phoenix make this season, Food Lion Feeds donates 1,000 meals. Feed our neighbors in need right here in Alamance County. Now 13,000 meals in counting so far in the kitty. The Phoenix defense gives up the home run to begin things in the second half. Starling the boot. Thomas will take it from his 5. TJ to the 20, now coming to the bottom of your screen to the 25-yard line, but that's before Hampton will wrap him up, and all of a sudden Landon Clark and the Phoenix offense get an impromptu start to the second half. For the Phoenix in the opening half, 7 series. Phoenix see the last 2 on punt. The 3 scoring drives, a grand total of 12 snaps, and 171 of the 212 yards. Split backs. Magazoo in is that halfback option. Handoff given to Thomas, and TJ finds his way across the 35 to the 38-yard line. Gate of the play will be of 12. That's enough for the first down.
I mean, I think the big boy in me wants to continue to see more of that. I know the throw game is something they absolutely need with the skill players that they have, but with Jamil Williams and TJ Thomas at the running back position, trying to get some energy and some excitement out of this offensive line group in order to push them forward and try to get a drive going.
5th carry, he's got 40 yards on the afternoon. Clark zips one out to Furman, and Isaiah cannot come up with the catch, targeted for a 5th time on the afternoon, trying to make what would have been the 4th catch of the day.
Yeah, missed opportunity there to try to, especially with the one-on-one matchup on the outside with the skill set Isaiah has. But 2nd and 10 here. Phoenix don't want to be in 3rd and long situations, so I have to be really smart with the play call.
Clark zips one out into the flat. Zymir Winston the catch, but Winston can't walk the tightrope. 40-yard line, gain of 2 on the play, make it 3rd down and 8.
Well, this is where the Phoenix are in a little bit of danger, right? You don't want to put your defense back on the field after a one-play touchdown drive and give a little bit more hype and energy to that Hampton offense that is feeling pretty good about themselves right now. So they need to dial up their best play, get to the 6, and extend this drive.
0 for 5 in the opening half, 7 for their last 35 in the conversion downs, and Phoenix will back it up 5. They'll have 3rd and more than 10 to work with. It appears false start penalty. It'll be the 7th flag of the afternoon. Let's wait and get the number on the guilty party. Henry Wimberg is your referee this afternoon. Mr. Wimberg and his crew have been rather busy throughout the day. Now all of a sudden we're sorting guys out, making sure everybody's on the right side.
False start. Offense, number 59. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Mike Muldrow, who has had a day that's been highlighted on a few different flags, whistled for the false start and make it 3rd down and long.
Well, to be transparent there, see, both tackles moved early. And, Hampton had a little movement on their front, but they didn't cross into the neutral zone. Phoenix offensive line has to be disciplined in those moments, keeping their feet set.
Clark ready to go, zips one out. Furman the catch, and Isaiah will bring it in. Here comes the penalty flag after the play. It's on the back end, off of the backside of the defensive backs. This could be in the neighborhood of Ganthier or O'Neal. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hold here. Definitely had a good tug on the back of the jersey there.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Decline?
I'm sorry.
Now all of a sudden, Henry Wimberg quickly
Penalty
gives
will be
the
a
stop
spot
sign.
foul with an automatic 1st down.
I was going to have a lot of questions there for Coach Trisciani.
Well, the best part of it, and if we go back and look at the replay, you can look at O'Neal. O'Neal was not the guy in coverage.
Yeah, he was not.
The guy in coverage is Ganthier.
Yeah.
O'Neal comes over late.
Yeah.
I think O'Neal may have been
unfortunate call for him. Yeah.
Yeah. So the offer on 1st down is whipped out following the penalty, and that is T.J. Thomas on the catch. Forward progress is going to be a gain of 1, and that'll make it 2nd and 9. So O'Neal gets called for an infraction that he probably wasn't the guilty party for.
Yep.
And then somehow, some way, the term "they're going to decline it" comes up. And I'm not quite sure he got the full decline word out before the 7th-year head coach made the decision to say something as the ball pops free. Landon Clark, 2nd time on the afternoon that it has happened, and the loose ball will be rewarded to the Pirates. As Clark, who had the opening drive, continue after it was ruled an incomplete. I do not believe this one's going to be changed, and indeed it is not. First turnover of the afternoon for the Phoenix on the offensive end, and Hampton a chance to grab their first lead of the afternoon as we head to break. Elon 17, Hampton 13. This is Elon Football from My48 Elon Sports Vision.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamadcc.edu to learn more.
Decorative towel. There was a mess. I wiped up a mess.
Yeah, you Where is the butt? Never mind, I found it.
Welcome back, football fans. We'll see you in the fridge.
Discover your gateway to the Elon experience with a stay at the Inn at Elon, a 4-star boutique hotel nestled in the heart of one of the nation's most beautiful campuses. Their mission, a stay with a purpose, ensures that 100% of profits from your stay and meals go directly to supporting student scholarships. Enjoy fine dining at the Mark, along with exceptional hospitality throughout your stay. Learn more and book your visit at theinnatelon.com.
Hampton with their second offensive series of the quarter. Quick reminder that this afternoon's CAA opener and family weekend contest presented by the Inn at Elon. Luxury meets tradition right here on campus. Whether you're visiting this weekend or planning your next stay, experience comfort just steps away from the action. Book now at Elon or the innatelon.com.
We got a ball game, T. 17-13 Elon. Hampton within the 25 of the Phoenix driving. Good opportunity to at least get 3 out of this and make this a 1-point game or even take the lead for the first time this afternoon.
Davis, man in motion across the formation is Ferguson. Handoff, Davis will keep it himself and will have clear sailing all the way to the end zone, but hold the foam. Penalty flag across the way. This may be coming back. If it is not, Brendan Davis has given the Pirates their first lead of the afternoon.
Illegal motion. 11. Second down.
Illegal motion is the call. A little bit of microphone difficulty to give you the number. And that time, a great job by Davis to simply pull it out late.
And one person.
Kyrie, nobody in the vicinity.
And that's, especially in those moments, someone's on quarterback, especially Kamari Brown has to make sure he keeps his eyes there. And then, even Asher Cunningham it was an outstanding play call, great fake, just in this opportunity there with the penalty.
5-yard penalty is called on Ferguson, by the way, for illegal motion. So wipe the touchdown off the board. Go 2nd and 13 from the Phoenix 29-yard line. Elon led by 11 at the break. Hampton driving to take their first lead of the afternoon, and it is incomplete. Intended for Chaos Watford, the redshirt freshman from out of Hampton.
Another laundry on the board. On the field.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Fence, number 75. Second down.
Hands to the face. And Amari Allen, the guy who was helped off the field earlier in the opening half, left under his own power on an injury, back in the play. He is now saddled for what is the 10th Pirate penalty, the 17th combined penalty. Second down and what is a considerable country mile. Davis loads up, fires, trying to get it all back. Got a guy out there, pass caught. Johnson, he'll step away from Ish Atkins. And the touchdown, Hampton leads for the first time on the afternoon.
Once again, one-on-one matchup on the outside. They are going at Ish Atkins, so he has to be ready to go. They just are taking advantage of that. Even that going backwards, 2 consecutive penalties, going one-on-one. Quick little move, had a step behind him. Great ball there from Davis. And the Phoenix were up 11. This is very reminiscent of what we saw a couple weeks ago in Cullowhee. Now, a nice high to halftime lead, gone very quickly in the third quarter. And Hampton in this ball game with the potential to go up 3.
Starling to lead us to the break. Snap, spot, kick is away. And it is good. Timeout on the field. Hampton with back-to-back touchdowns to begin the third quarter on Family Weekend. Just over, not even 4 minutes old. We bring you back to Road Stadium. This is Elon Football on My 48 Elon Sports Vision.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
We all have our own way of waking up. And if it works for you, keep doing it. We think you should bank your way too.
Here's what we recommend.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
The Pirates not being very hospitable guests on this family weekend. 2 touchdowns in the first 3+ minutes of the third quarter. 2017. Down to the sideline we go with Hannah Brady. Hannah?
Yeah, Taylor, if you're Elon, you're looking for some momentum here, and head coach Tony Trisciani was fired up after that last defensive drive. Coming over to the bench, she said, we have to make no mistakes. We are better than this. We're giving the game to them. We got to get back in this one right now. He's over expressing to his players that we have to be rallied up. We have to have more energy than what we're giving them right now, guys.
Hannah, thanks so much. Starling will boot it away. This one a short kick. Thomas will take it at the 10. 20, 25, got a seam. 30, spinning down at the 35-yard line. Tackle made by Maxwell Moss. And so the Phoenix will get in first down and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Landon Clark, 7 for 15, $152. The Phoenix, 17 carries for 65 yards. If you take away the long run by Williams and the touchdown run by Thomas, it becomes 15 carries for 18 yards.
Mm-hmm. Hampton's done the best. Yeah.
Most of that is 7 carries for -26 for Clark. Landon, handoff given to Williams. Jamel finds his way across the 40 to the 41, 42-yard line. Gain on the play will be of 6 and make it second down and 4. Kyrie, the number that I would think jumps out right now, Phoenix have got to try to keep this Elon defense off the field right now.
Yep.
It is over 8 minutes in terms of the time.
Yeah, keep going third game, and you're getting behind the sticks, unnecessary penalties, bad turnover. Like, it's just an abundance of things right now. They have to clean it up right now.
Clark zips one out. Pass is caught by Isaiah Furman, and there is absolutely no room. The Pirates swarm to make the tackle. Cheatham is in the neighborhood as well as Sakbunsan. Cheatham's the first guy there. It simply goes right over the top of Zamir Winston, and it'll bring up third down. Elon 0 for 5 on third downs on the afternoon. Clark zips one out, incomplete. Intended for Bakey. Michael Matthews Canty in the vicinity. And it'll bring up a fourth down.
Landon has to calm down. Landon Clark has to calm down, and he has to rally the guys. He's the quarterback. Somebody in the offense has to clean this up. We saw this last week with East Tennessee State. When things aren't going well, who's going to step up to the plate? Right now, that is not the time for the 3 and out, but once again, you got to give so much credit to the Hampton Pirates defense. They've done a fantastic job. They've come out with more energy, more execution, more fire, and now they have an opportunity to extend on the lead.
Fake punt. Here's Lindonian. Davis has got the first inside Pirate territory, and down to the Hampton 37-yard line. Maybe that's the kickstart right there. Gain of 23 on the 4th down snap.
I mean, outstanding fake there. Great call. I felt like it was something like that coming there for Milo. Outstanding snap there from Milo Hampton. Great job by Davis Ledoyen, putting his foot in the ground, making a few moves. Will this spark the offense? Getting back on the field, you're getting another opportunity here. Are you going to make plays? You can't pout anymore. You got to let it go if you're 11. You got to make something happen and take advantage of this moment.
Phoenix have been home run hitters this afternoon. The Furman catch and the Thomas run, the 2 touchdowns. Magazoo in motion across the formation. Landon, play action, loading up. Now here comes pressure. Clark steps away, now sets and throws. Isaiah Furman almost made the catch, and Hampton comes away with the pick. M.J. Moultrie II. Furman simply had it bounce right off the top of his hand, and Moultrie behind the play comes away with the pick, and the Phoenix turn it over for the 2nd time in the half.
I mean, Landon had him. He just overthrew him, and he tried to make a play on the ball, and then he tips it right into the hands. Once again, you get the ball back, you make an outstanding fake punt, and you can't get the ball right back to him. That's an unfortunate opportunity there. Great play by Hampton, converting on the opportunities that the offense is providing to them, making plays. They're just right now out-executing Elon, and they need to get to the drawing board because Hampton looks like a completely different team than we saw in the first half, and they are rolling right now and just making plays.
Phoenix turned it over multiple times in a ball game for the 2nd straight week. Clark with his 3rd interception on the season. Landon with his 4th pick on the year, and the give to begin things is to Chavis. And Chavis finds his way back to the line of scrimmage before the tackle can be made.
We're going to learn a lot about this Elon team here, TD, in this 2nd half. I mean, it hasn't worked out, hasn't started off fast, but it's the energy. Are they going to execute? Are they going to figure it out? Because right now, Hampton's just kind of chipping away. They know this team's reeling a little bit, and they're trying to make a few plays here, not get out of themselves and just take advantage of the mistakes.
Davis zipped down, pass caught. Johnson, he'll split the Phoenix defenders, and Tony Hart has to come over and make the play, but hold the phone. Penalty flag down at the Hampton 10.
Chop block, offense, number 50 and number 77. Penalty will be half the distance to the goal, 2nd down.
Tavon Burrows and Elijah Blow come on down. They wipe off the big pitch and catch for the Pirates. And back it all the way up to the 7-yard line. It becomes half the distance to the goal. And it will be 2nd down, and let's call it 2nd and 18.
Yeah, Hampton has to realize, especially if you go for a cut block, the other man cannot engage because that is going to be a chop block through and through. So it didn't even necessarily have to engage there with Jake Loro, but when you engage and the chop is there, that's going to be a penalty all day long.
Pirates have now been called for 11 flags on the afternoon, 72 yards. Davis runs the quarterback draw. He'll get the penalty yardage back and more, and simply takes it to the 30-yard line. Gain of 23 when 18 would have done off of the penalty.
I'll tell you right now, there's no gas, there's no energy right now being displayed on the Elon defense. I mean, as we talked about, the making sure you had containment within your rush lanes, that's no longer happening. So great job there by Davis, taking advantage of what the defense is giving him and just taking the ball and running because it was a wide open lane for him.
Snap and off, given to Chavis, and Chavis will find his way to the 35, 36-yard line. Gain on the play will be of 6. And make it 2nd down and 4. And boy, it does not feel like a ball game when both ball clubs have combined for almost 600 total yards, but that's where things stand right now. Hampton at 3:41. The
timeout, Hampton. First for the half.
Almost doubled their total offensive number from the opening half, and timeout on the field as the Pirates will gather around the 54-year-old Trent Boykin. Injury timeout. Omari Allen is the injured Pirate. 2nd time he's gone down on the afternoon. He'll be helped off. But both ball clubs gather around their respective coaches. We told you earlier Trenton Boykin, the former Youngstown State Penguin, his 5th year. And Hampton, he was special teams coordinator and running back coach for 3 years, but when Robert Punting was dismissed, he was named the interim coach for the first half of last season. Had the interim tag removed just before the Phoenix showed up in Hampton at Armstrong Stadium late last October. And now walks into the afternoon at 1-3 on the season, and Hampton already 0-1 in the league. The overtime loss to the Aggies.
Yep. TD, it's early to say there's still a lot of ball play in the third quarter and then also the fourth quarter, but there's no energy right now from the Elon team, and there's a bunch of energy coming from the Hampton sideline, these players right now. There's a lot of time left, but it needs to change, and the play needs to be made ASAP.
Davis steps back, zips one out, pass incomplete. Maxwell Moss, the intended receiver. It is Eric Jones who comes away to make the deflection. Make it 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, can the Elon defense get off the field? I mean, one thing Hampton has done so far in this half, they've just taken advantage of these moments, some one-on-one matchups, and allowing playmakers to make plays. And if there's the space open, Davis utilizing his legs to extend the drive.
11 for 20. Hampton has been a balanced attack this afternoon. 29 rushes, 23 pass plays. Snap. Davis now running the option, coming to the near side. Cunningham able to string it out, but I believe Chavis may have gotten enough on the effort, the second effort, and indeed he did. Gain of 4 on the play. Davis looked a little bit unsure right there where to pitch it when he got it to the corner, but good job by Davis and Chavis on the first down for the Pirates.
And a little bit of a hesitation there by Asher Cunningham, and that allowed Chavis to get a little bit of some space there in order to get to the first down marker. But once again, great play call there for the Pirates. First down, Hampton.
Hand off by Davis, going up the middle to Chavis, and boy, stacked up. Brody Carroll and Jake Loro in the vicinity. Chavis loses his hat. And loss of 1 on the play will make it 2nd and 11.
I think the advantage Elon has is specifically in the run game is going to be in the interior with Lowry and Laurel. They've been winning a lot of those battles. But when you get to the outside there, that's where Hampton has found a lot of their opportunities, especially in the second half when it's just in a QB draw or QB situation with their space. He's taking it. So the Phoenix have to stay disciplined in the front to limit opportunities.
2nd and long, Davis sets, and no, sir. Thought about it for a moment, set, looked down the field. And then the freshman from out of Concord and Mallard Creek, Chaz Knox, grabbed it in the waist and said, come here.
Absolutely. Great job there by Chaz Knox. Been very impressed by how he's able to pass rush. What he does, get out of the stance one-on-one there, sheds the block, gets off of it on the twist, and make sure he has a good grasp and doesn't let him go. That was needed. That was a big opportunity. Now it's 3rd and very long. Watch out for the screen game. Watch out for the QB run in order to try to, throw the Phoenix off. So they have to be smart, wrap up, tackle, no penalties here in order to give themselves a chance to get the ball back.
Hampton is 1 for 1 on this drive. Davis on the quarterback draw for a country mile. He'll try it again, and this time simply run right into Brody Carroll. Carroll was the hall monitor, if you will, just simply standing right in the gap going, no, you're not getting past here, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
Looked a little scary there in the beginning, but the defense is strong. You got TJ Thomas back. They need a spark in order to make this happen, but I can also tell you, don't be surprised to see something dialed up here to try to see if they can catch Hampton slipping and try to get that block team here, Brendan Davis especially, to make something happen.
Starling on the afternoon. 44 yards on the average. Phoenix look like they're going to bring the house, coming straight up the middle. Starling gets it away. This one a spiraling kick. Thomas will take it on the run at the 15. TJ looking for a block. Got one. Crossed the 30. And then is simply shoved down to the ground at the 33-yard line. Tackle is going to be credited to Jonathan Ward, the long snapper, who gets all the way down to make the play on TJ Thomas. It'll make it 1st down and 10 for the Phoenix at the 35.
Yeah, so the Phoenix get the ball back, right? You're down 3. Hopefully there was a good message here. Someone spoke to Landon Clark to calm him down, but the offensive line also has to protect. Phoenix have an opportunity to get into a rhythm here. This is a very, very important drive because on the other side of the ball, you have the Hampton defense that's been very confident, played very, very well so far in the second half. So Phoenix have to make some moves, but the Pirates just have to keep doing what they're doing, being disciplined and making that first tackle count.
Landon Clark will keep it himself on the zone read. And takes it up to the 39-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. That'll make it 2nd down and 6.
Landon Clark there, one of the few design QB runs that we've seen today, just to try to get him into the flow of the game, try to get the sticks moving a little bit. But the Phoenix have gotten themselves in trouble, especially in 2nd down, because they've been going backwards. This is where they need to go forward and get to the marker.
Handoff given to Dan Frederick. Frederick gets his first carry of the afternoon all the way to the 43-yard line. That'll make it 3rd down and 2.
Well, here we go. 3rd and 2, T. This is where the big boys up front are going to have to be disciplined, no unnecessary penalties, and try to utilize themselves, whether it's a pass play to keep them clean or a run play to move forward and try to get to the 1st down marker.
Bakey out, Ledoyan and Magazoo in, 2 tight set. Handoff given to Frederick. Frederick's got the first and a little bit more as Dan will stretch it out for a gain of 3 on the play. Makes it 1st and 10. Kyrie, the first 3rd down converted on the afternoon, comes with just over 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
And TD, what I love there, 3 plays, 3 run plays. I think this offensive line can do that, but I think this is a message that offensive coordinator Doug Martin's sending as they are needed. They have to be physical at the point of attack if this team's going to be successful.
Clark, straight drop off of the empty backfield. Landon flush, he'll zip it down. Isaiah Furman the catch. This may be coming back. Holding penalty potentially is the flag thrown behind the play, but let's wait and see. Henry Winberg and Trevor Jones will get together.
I think we got a point going against Hampton potentially.
Foul, hand to the face.
So the personal foul, hands to the face. That's 15 yards tacked on to the opportunity. Mr. Winberg, we couldn't quite get all the details on the numbers, so we'll give you that once we get the full view of the infraction, but it'll roll it inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, I think it was number 6 there for Hampton. That's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, Marcellus Nash.
Yep.
Just what he was doing on a pass rush. He was going with his offhand. As he was going up, he got the face mask, didn't let go. Thus, that's going to be an easy penalty called there against Hampton.
12th penalty in the afternoon for 87 yards for the Pirates. Clark, play action. Here comes the pressure, and Landon just has to get rid of it and throw it into the Elon sideline. It was Sogbason and Nash, both of the ends that got free.
Yep.
And it'll bring up 2nd and long.
Yeah.
What does it tell you the amount of work Hampton's got off of the edge on both sides?
I mean, they're just winning those battles on the outside, specifically there. Kind of a stunt outside-inside beat Michael Muldrow, and then you have that outside pressure that creates chaos. That's exactly what East Tennessee State did last week. That is exactly what Hampton's doing this week. Phoenix needs to clean that up.
Clark zips one out, intended for Kenaz McMillan, and knocked down by the Pirates. Boy, that was awfully close to pick number 2 on the afternoon.
Yeah, Landon Clark has to lock in right now because he had Kenaz McMillan, and McMillan kind of stopped on that route, and it looked like that Landon Clark was expecting him to keep going because he tried to sit in. They're not on the same page. McMillan hasn't played in a few weeks, so they're a little bit off, but that would have been really detrimental in trying to get back in this game. So 3rd and very long here for the Phoenix.
1 for 7 on the afternoon, 1 for 1 on this drive. Snap, handoff, given to Frederick. Big hole. Dan's got the first and more, and he tried to hurdle the Hampton Pirate defender. Ball popped out. I believe the Phoenix fell on it. My goodness.
I've said this before. I will say it again. I'll say it again. I'll say it again.
Thank goodness Tim Hogan's back in the lineup.
Fantastic
Hogan's
for
the
Tim
guy
Hogan.
That falls on it.
Love Tim Hogan, and I love Dan Frederick. But if he had hurdles, he wouldn't be at Elon because we don't have a men's track and field team. Sir, you are a big man. Run through 3, right? In those situations, that's where it gets scary. And then I think he would have been down even though he got the ball. But great hustle there by Tim Hogan getting it back to the offense.
Handoff once again given to Frederick. Dan bouncing off Pirates inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. down to the 6-yard line. Gain on the play will be of 6, make it 2nd and 4.
I mean, that's what Dan Frederick is capable of doing when running the ball, using that physical frame of his, running people over, running through them. I understand everybody wants that highlight, right? But unless you're Saquon Barkley going backwards, brother, I think you need to just go forward and run through it. But the Phoenix here, this is a big opportunity for all the toughness that's been in this quarter. They are a few yards away from getting back into this ball game.
2nd and 4, 17 times they've been successful in the red zone. Clark will make it 18 off of the zone read. Fake to Makey. Landed on the rushing touchdown. And Elon punches back in front. 23-20 with the point after pendant.
TD, I'll tell you, for the Phoenix in that drive, if you go through it, run, 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 run. They ran the ball. You have to be able to run the ball in this league. I don't care if you're playing Hampton. I don't care if you're playing Maine. Running sets everything up. Hampton was playing a little bit looser because they weren't running the ball. Thus, now they have to think about it. This opens up other components of the game. The Phoenix had a great drive there, needed it, and now they got something cooking up for late in the third.
Barnes will boot it home. And the extra point moves the Phoenix in front by 4. It stops the Hampton scoring run of 14 straight. You also get a look at the Wade's Jewelers scoring drive summary. 9 plays, 65 yards, 3 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock. And Landon Clark with the rushing touchdown gives us an opportunity to remind you scoring drive summary presented by Wade's Jewelers in Gibsonville and Southport on the coast. It's time to get engaged by Wade's Jewelers.com online.
Well, T, it looked like we're going to get another four-quarter game here together, which we tend to always have, but the Phoenix needed that drive big time. I mean, once again, this is very reminiscent of what we saw a couple weeks ago in Cullowhee, but the Phoenix being home with this crowd, They have an opportunity to kind of, continue to separate themselves, but the defense need to put together a really strong drive because Hampton's been on fire the last couple of drives.
Barnes will simply drive one into the end zone. I thought it was fitting, not only that the Phoenix ran the football, I thought it was also fitting how they ran the football. We mentioned earlier Tim Hogan, the great play on the Dan Frederick miscue and the fumble and the recovery, which certainly leads to the Clark touchdown. Boy, it felt like every big run went guard to guard and right down the middle.
And that's one of the advantages that they have, and it starts with Braden Walker. And Braden Walker, Tim Hogan, Marion McLeod, those are big men who can open up the holes there. And then one thing that Hampton's been doing, a lot of their pressure has not necessarily been inside, it's been outside. So if they're bringing pressure on the outside, you're running in the inside. There's going to be gaps. There's going to be one-on-one matchups working to the second level in order to make a big play.
3 touchdown drives. Both of Hampton's touchdown drives have been quick strike. 3 total plays and 101 yards. As the handoff to begin the series gains a couple of yards, make it 2nd down and 8.
I just also, if kids are watching at home, watch Brody Carroll, number 33. He's trying to get to the ball every single time. As a linebacker, that's what you have to do. I mean, jump and sacrifice his body and to ensure the ball carrier is down.
Davis ready to go, 11 for 20 on the afternoon. He'll set, fire, pass is caught. Johnson comes up with the catch, but Phoenix stick a hand in. DJ James Hamilton, another one of those guys that's been a double-digit tackle guy the first 4 games of the non-conference set, reaches in and slaps it out.
Big play there by number 8. I mean, we haven't said his name too many times today, but that was needed. Just kind of interrupting the play, making sure he didn't, commit a penalty or anything like that. And now it's 3rd and somewhat long here for the Hampton offense. And this is where, you can look at the lineman bringing Kamari Brown back in order to potentially utilize a pass rush. But the Phoenix needs to stay disciplined in their rush lanes. One person gets out of the lane, I expect Brendan Davis to go.
Hampton 5 for 12 on the afternoon. Davis sets, here comes pressure. Phoenix force him out of the pocket. Now trying to get to the sideline and cannot. Asher Cunningham with the next Food Lion feeds. Sack to get back. There's a penalty down, flag down in the Hampton backfield. This one more than likely gets waved off, but let's wait and see.
A lot of credit there. Great pressure there for the Phoenix, but great tackle by Asher Cunningham.
Offense, the penalties decline, 4th down.
Mr. Winberg looked right at the 7th-year head coach on the Phoenix sideline and gave him the holding signal, and the head coach quickly waved it off.
I mean,
3 almost got to him.
Yep.
Doubled it up. 6 finally makes it happen.
I'm going to tell you right now, but 3 almost got to him because of the hold by
Wide
Brody
open.
Carroll. Yeah, Brody Carroll, I'm going to tell you right now, he's taking that offensive lineman back. He's bear hugging him, and that allowed for Kamari Brown to come as free as he did. But Asher Cunningham, outstanding open field tackle to secure the sack, and now the Phoenix an opportunity to add to their lead.
Starley will boot it away. And this one a wobbling kick that once again TJ Thomas will take. Or excuse me, Bryson Scott back in the game. And Scott will make it to the 43-yard line. So the Phoenix will start what will be a second series of the ball game inside Hampton territory. The first time started it at the Hampton 40. Couple of snaps later, TJ Thomas had his first rushing touchdown of the afternoon.
I'm very intrigued on how offensive coordinator Doug Martin's going to treat this drive, especially off of the success of the last drive. Obviously, you know, utilizing the legs in the run game, the power run game is something we haven't seen a lot over the last couple of weeks. But here's an opportunity to continue to build on that and wear down this Hampton defensive front.
Clark, handoff given to Thomas. TJ now bouncing out. Now straight up the middle, working away from would-be tacklers and takes it down to the 30-yard line. All of a sudden, he's starting to cut. And Kyrie, he's starting to cut and find other lanes to run through.
Absolutely. Once again, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. You have the lineman, you have the speed back, you have the power back. Running the ball is, I think, something that is needed to build this confidence because, once again, with how Hampton got into it, you were going through a game, they were providing pressures, but now you're keeping them honest, thus opening up opportunities.
We head to the fourth quarter, Family Week in 2025. The Phoenix get a Landon Clark touchdown run to retake the lead. Back we come to Rhodes Stadium. We'll send you down to the sideline. Hannah Brady's got more on the guy from out of the New River Valley. This is Elon Football on My 48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the Modern difference.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly, McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli. Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more.
47 total plays, 18 minutes of time, and over 300 yards of total offense. Phoenix, though, have retaken the lead 24-20 as they look to try to win a 5th consecutive CAA ball game and the 6th in the last 7 and avenge the loss last year in the Tidewater of the Commonwealth. We begin the 4th with TJ Thomas on the pitch from Landon Clark. Will take it inside the 30 down to the 28. Down to Hannah Brady. Hannah, Landon Clark, another rushing touchdown added to the marker, gives the Phoenix back the lead.
Yeah, Taylor, Landon needed that touchdown. He ran to the sidelines immediately after, though. He ran to the bench, looked for his offensive coordinator. He refused the welcome to the wall sign in the touchdown celebration, saying he hasn't earned it this game yet, but he hopes he can earn it after this drive, guys.
Anna, thanks so much. 2 wides to each side. Clark flushed out of the pocket. Landon will tuck it and go. 20 and then slides inside the red zone down to the 19-yard line. All right, that's one of the improvements you really like over the last 3 weeks.
100%. 11 unnecessary hits are just extremely problematic. Just get down, play the next play. And he's had a few of those moments today, throwing the ball away, taking the slide. That means he's taking coaching. That means he's taking the coaching, he's taking the conversation, he's looking to get better. I think sometimes we've been spoiled with some of the greatness we've seen from the early, but he's still a redshirt freshman. He's still learning this game. So good to see that in that moment and giving themselves a 3rd and short.
2 tight ends set. They'll run the option coming to that side, and then Clark spins away and down to the 16-yard line. Gain on the play will wind up being 6. They did not give him forward progress on the slide, and so needed 2 rather, and winds up with 6, and so a 1st and 10.
Yeah, big spin move there. I mean, that wasn't a Northern Virginia spin move. That was more Tidewater. Very much love to see that. Good job there by 11, but now the Phoenix are in another drive, moving the ball as they should, or hope to, in order to put more points on the board.
This is Bakey off of the jet sweep, and Landon will take it inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line before the tackle can be made. Coming up to make the stop is Calhoun, the defensive end from out of Carrollton, Texas.
I'll tell you right now, TD, one thing that I love that we've been seeing, we've been talking about, and I've saying in the beginning of the half, they got to run the ball, and they have been running the ball. And just because I think it's sending a message to this offensive line, we're only as good as you make us. So they have to be physical at the point of attack, create those lanes, and they've done that so far in order to get to this point.
161 on the ground, 321 in total. Clark looking, now steps back, looking. Here comes the pressure, steps away from the would-be blitz, and then we'll simply send it into the sideline area off of the incomplete. There's a little bit more of the growth that you talked about throughout the broadcast. He waited. He didn't just go to one read and then take off.
And he didn't just run out of bounds, right? He just threw the ball out of bounds, not to put themselves backwards, and now it's still 3rd and long, but it's not 3rd and very long. And then obviously you're out within the range for Luke Barnes, so at least getting a minimum of 3, making this a 7-point game. But now you have an opportunity to use some of the athleticism on the outside with Furman and McMillan, and hopefully just with the max protect here to keep some space.
Play action, Clark looking, here comes pressure. Landon trying to split the pressure, going right back up the middle. And down to the 15-yard line. They'll say a loss of 1 on the play. And we'll make it 4th down and 9, and on will stay in Luke Barnes.
Yeah, a lot of credit there to the Hampton defense. They stood strong. It was looking pretty grim there, but they did a great job of just kind of wrapping up, staying home. They did a great job on the outside there on those one-on-one matchups in order to keep it clean, and now the Phoenix are going to attempt a Luke Barnes field goal to extend their lead to 7.
33 yards on the offer. Yerk on the hold, Hoffman on the snap. Snap, spot, kick, and it is perfect. 3rd time in 5 games that the former Grimsley Whirlies knocked home multiple field goals in a ball game. And as Kyrie told you, more importantly, it gets the lead back up to the lucky number 7. Back we come to Road Stadium. 11:44 left to play on this Family Weekend 2025. This is Elon Football from Elon Sports Vision at My 48.
Decorative towel.
There was a mess. I wiped up a mess.
Yeah, you.
Where is the butt? Never mind, I found it.
Welcome back, football fans. We'll see you in the fridge.
Discover your gateway to the Elon experience with a stay at the Inn at Elon, a 4-star boutique hotel nestled in the heart of one of the nation's most beautiful campuses. Their mission, a stay with a purpose, ensures that 100% of profits from your stay and meals go directly to supporting student scholarships. Enjoy fine dining at the Mark, along with exceptional hospitality throughout your stay. Learn more and book your visit at theinnatelon.com.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
Introduce you a little bit later to our fantastic crew that's with us once again for Family Weekend 2025. With Kyrie Walker and Hannah Brady, I'm Taylor Durham. Luke Barnes will boot it away following 8 plays, 28 yards. And Kyrie, almost 4 minutes off the clock as Barnes' second field goal moves the lead to 7 off of the Wade Jeweler scoring drive summary.
Well, TD, I'll just tell you, it's the same thing I've been saying continuously over the last 2 weeks, is that the Phoenix needed to establish a run game. A run game with this throw game is necessary, and Landon hasn't had the beautiful day throwing the ball. But if you look at the run game, 31 rushes, 162 yards, they're averaging 5 yards a pop. I mean, that is going to be successful. That is if you include the fake punt. But Williams, 6 for 57, Thomas, 7 for 56, Frederick, 4 for 30. That is what you need in order to open up these other opportunities. So the Phoenix have it. And I think the goal and the message has been to the offensive line especially, we need to do this in order to be successful, and they've done it, and that's why they're back in the lead.
Phoenix are also 3 for their last 4 in terms of the conversion game as Davis trying to run the play-action zone read and then the stall and then come right back up the middle. And it is to no avail. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage just by jumping into the fray. But he'll make it 2nd down and 10. Great to have the commissioner of the CAA with us during the break. On a halftime that honored 250 Elon Phoenix student athletes. We'll tell you more about that group in just a moment. It is a remarkable grouping and a fantastic number. As Davis will slide one down, pass is caught. That's Maxwell Moss at the 30 and the gain of 5 for the former James Madison Duke. It is a wide receiver grouping that pulled from the Commonwealth. Moss and Smith are Moss is a former Duke. Isaiah Smith and Marshawn Ferguson are former Monarchs of Old Dominion. 3rd down and 5, ball at the 30. Davis zips one out, and it is incomplete, intended for Maxwell Moss. It is Bryson Scott covering on the play.
TD, one thing I loved on that drive is you have 2 redshirt freshmen on the left side of the defensive line, and Rylan Shibley and Chaz Knox, and it does not drop off. Obviously, you're missing Dylan Pardue, but still, you have a 3-and-out situation. Great job by the freshmen there, making plays, kind of staying on blocks, getting where they need to be. That's the level of depth that Elon has really grown on the defensive line, and now there's opportunity to get the ball back to the offense.
Starling will boot it away. Bryson Scott back deep after the T.J. Thomas cameo for a couple of punt returns. Scott will call for the fair catch and make it at the 34-yard line. Phoenix will get the football back after the Landon Clark touchdown run on their last drive gave them back the lead. We mentioned it earlier. Halftime this afternoon, Family Weekend 2025, and one of the great events throughout the year. They do it twice. They do it once during a home football game and then once during a men's basketball game, and it's the 2025 AD Honor Roll. All right, here we go. 250 student athletes in the group. It is the highest all-time semester GPA, 3.374. 64% of the student athletes are in President's List or Dean List, and 82% of the student athletes have a cumulative GPA over 3.0. A tremendous showing.
Absolutely. Great credit to Casey Crenshaw and her academic athletic staff and the job that they're doing, but, oh boy,
Yep,
Oh,
that's
boy.
Jamel Williams, who simply finds his way, taking guys with him for good measure inside the Hampton territory to the 41. Watch this on the replay from Elon Sports Vision as the guy from out of Durham brings you right into the living room. I'll take him.
Yep.
Well, you want to come have a ride? Okay, I'll take you and down to inside Pirate territory.
Just run the ball. Just run the ball. Jamel Williams is a grown man, and the thing about it that I love about his story, we're talking about transferring up from Virginia State here. He belongs, and he's showing he is a power back no matter the level.
Yep, back-to-back gains for Williams. He'll take this one down to the 32-yard line and a gain of 9 on the play. You mentioned the accolades of the student athletes that were honored at halftime. Phoenix right now will go on the tempo look. We'll finish that thought in just a moment as Elon trying to strike while the iron's hot, working off of a touchdown drive on their last series. Now all of a sudden Landon Clark hits the pause button just a touch. And off once again given to Williams. Jamel finds his way forward on the first down and then drives it even further down to the 25-yard line, gain of 7 on the play. Thought it was also fitting that earlier this week, the 5th straight year that the U.S. News and World Report has doled out, not only are the students being fantastic in the classroom and on the athletic fields, but they've got really good people, including you, buddy,
They do.
to work with on a daily basis.
No, that's a conversation about the GPAs where certain athletes don't want to talk to you about my class, but we have a good time. And I think one of the things about the academic experience here at Elon is second to none. So it's great to see that. Great to see these athletes receive recognition for how awesome they've been and the hard work they put in.
Clark zips it down to Bakey, and Landon will make the grab inside the 20 before the tackle can be made down to the 16-yard line. We mentioned U.S. News and World Report 5th straight year that the undergraduate teaching has been honored as the best in the country. And congratulations to the guy next to me and all of the undergraduate professors on campus.
Is under further review.
As the previous play will be under further review. Are they saying Landon may have put a knee on the ground?
Yeah, I think that's what it is, just ensuring he didn't. I know it was really close. I couldn't tell from here, but we got a look here from Elon Sports Vision. Good out throw over to Landon, and it looks as I don't think so. If we could slow that down just a little bit right before the catch. I don't believe his knee was down.
I don't believe it. I mean, I think he got up.
But we are 0 for 2. So I just, let's not get too confident here. But I do not believe he was down.
This is also the second review that's involved the guy that played at Weddington.
Yeah.
So as we wait a second, we've told you throughout the afternoon, Elon Sports Vision's been fantastic with us on the replay side. There's a cast of thousands for us to talk about on a daily basis, but while we have a moment, Harry Haber and Noah Feiner have been tremendous on the replay side, and Jacob Blank, Daniel Towery, Jordan Molinari Suggs, Lucy Connery, Alex Roberts, and Joey Marinello on the cameras. We got multiple cameras. This sometimes is like filming a Hollywood film around these parts in terms of the multiple cameras. We appreciate everything that each of those folks do, and didn't know for a moment if we were going to put them in harm's way on the weather side for a second consecutive home game.
Yep.
But wouldn't you know it?
Beautiful.
Clouds parted, rain stopped at about 11, and doggone it, sunshine is splashed across Road Stadium for the better part of the last 2+ quarters.
TD, I'm going to throw some at you. There is a famous artist who said you can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. What artist said that?
I don't know, but he didn't do the local weather at 5 or 6 or 10 across some place, did he?
That would be Andre 3K, sir. One
go.
half of Outcast, for sure.
There you go.
Upheld, second down.
Call is upheld.
The call is upheld, and it will be second down and 10. By the way, while we have a moment, our thanks as well to Scott Katz, our director, Annie Tifo, the technical director, Mia Zebley, who's been our graphics rock throughout the year, Franny Merlino on the score bug. Ella Smith has had the unfortunate task of having to listen to us throughout the entire afternoon. Kate Maiden on the utility. Landon Lepley's on the field level microphones and others as well that we'll get to throughout our time together. Second down and short, handoff given to Williams. Jamil will find his way inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line, gain of 7 on the play. Makes it first down and goal. While we have a moment, Hamid M on the video engineer, and of course we cannot do it without the dynamic duo of Quentin Brenner and John Spitznagel.
Yes.
Annika Cronin on our coordinating producer effort as well. Cast of thousands. Great to have all of them with us as the Phoenix trying to punch it in, go back up double digits. Handoff given to Williams. Jamel pinballs off of the first defender and then spins it down inside the 2, down to the 1, and all of a sudden Hampton starting to get up now, and Phoenix offensive line starting to try to enforce their will into the opportunity.
I mean, we're getting some bully ball right here, but then also Jamil Williams is just moving his legs. And then also, TD, I will tell you, Jamil Williams, 11 carries, 113 yards on the day. That is making a statement here that this run game is very much alive and well.
Split backs, handoff, give it to T.J. Thomas, and he'll find his way into the end zone for a second touchdown run.
Run the ball.
Just like that, the Phoenix move it to their largest lead of the afternoon at 13 with the point after pending.
I mean, you got to give a lot of credit there to Jamil Williams. Did a lot of the heavy lifting as far as running the ball. But the offensive line, it looked a little sketchy there in the beginning of the third quarter. I'm guaranteeing you, if I know anything about offensive line coach Alex Stadler, there were some words strong that cannot be repeated here that the offensive line was told, and you could just tell they have a little bit of an attitude with themselves. And when they do that and this team can run the ball, they have an offense that is unstoppable.
Barnes knocks it home. Luke on the afternoon, by my math, has now got 10 of the 34 points to his credit. And the Phoenix move it to a 14-point advantage at 34-20. 7 plays, 66 yards, 3 minutes and 44 seconds on the Wage Jewelers scoring drive. By the way, we've told you earlier about the different fun things with the kids club and things like that. Let us remind you, great to see head coach Billy Taylor and head coach Charlotte Smith earlier this afternoon. Basketball season just around the corner. 6 weeks on the calendar. 30 home games between the two teams. 16 home games on the men's side. That's the most since 1920. 14 home games for the Phoenix women. You know the drill. ElonTickets.com. We'll see you inside Char Center throughout the winter. As Phoenix basketball gets set, it was great to see both ball clubs on the concourse signing autographs after they were introduced as part of the AD honor roll. As Barnes will boot it away. End over end kick, and Luke hits the touchback zone for the third consecutive kickoff, and with the Phoenix up 14, and Hampton heads back onto the field.
I mean, since scoring that last touchdown to go up, Hampton has had 14 plays for, it looks like it adds up to 14 yards. So the Phoenix defense has been very, very locked in, 2 consecutive 3-and-outs for the Pirates. So if they want to make this a little bit tougher of a situation for the Phoenix, they're going to need to put together a drive and like right now in order to get themselves back in this game.
Hampton will have a go. Davis has gone most of the way. Tolles the third got a little bit of a look at quarterback, but then threw the Atkins pick, or one of the two. And Davis trying to flip one in the neighborhood of Marshawn Ferguson, and incomplete. And that'll make it second down and 10. Kyrie told you earlier, Brendan Davis was pretty good in the opening half and early part of the third quarter, but now 12 for 24 on the afternoon. Phoenix defense have all of a sudden enticed him into a little bit of a cold streak. Davis sets, zips one out, pass is caught by Johnson. Johnson trying to go out of bounds and then spins it back inside before the tackle can be made. Tony Hart and Ish Atkins.
I'll give a lot of credit to both the starting wide receivers for Hampton and Johnson and Ferguson. They've done an outstanding job today, just continuing to compete. I mean, Johnson 4 catches for 90 yards, Ferguson 3 for 49, but they've definitely given a lot of trouble here to the Elon defensive backs with some matchups and just their athleticism to make the Phoenix really earn everything that they've received so far this afternoon.
Davis once again comes set. He'll flip one out. Pass caught Johnson. Johnson will turn and now head back toward the sideline. And we'll stop the clock as he'll find his way out of bounds at the Hampton 45. Tony Hart, another big play, along with Asher Cunningham on your screen.
Yeah, with the Phoenix DBs, they're kind of giving a little bit of a cushion. So what Johnson is doing is cutting his route short, coming back to the ball, and just trying to make a play.
Handoff, given going up the middle. I believe that's Curtis, who will take it to the 45-yard line. It'll stay second down. Back to the line of scrimmage.
I mean, Loro and Lowry can't speak enough about how they played so far today. Outside of that one big busted play, they've done a great job kind of locking it down in the middle.
Loro out, Chaz knocks in. Third down and short, Hampton on the afternoon, 5 for 14. Snap. No, excuse me. Davis will keep it himself. He'll find the first down and a little bit more inside Elon territory. Down to the 45. Needs one, winds up adding a 0 and gets 10.
Davis did a great job pulling there because he was shut down by the Phoenix and just taking advantage of the space. The one-on-one on the outside, a really good block by the wide receiver. And Davis getting to the first down marker, extended the drive for the Pirates.
Snap. Davis looking. Here comes pressure, and down he goes. It will not be a sack. Able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Paris Lowry is having a whale of an afternoon. Up front defensively. And the Phoenix, for the most part, have done a good job. The head coach talked about wanting to keep lanes. It's okay to press up the middle, but keep lanes on the edge. They've done that for the better part of the afternoon.
And what Paris did right there is that he kept lanes, but he retraced his steps, kind of going back in order to make the tackle, not getting too engaged with the block where he's allowing too much to happen behind him. Great job there by Ford. Ford's had a tremendous afternoon. He needs to continue to play like this to finish this game, but he's putting the film out there that he's capable.
Snap. Davis looking, and it is intercepted. Is that Tony Hart on the pick? Let's wait and see. Yes, it is. Tony Hart, the interception. The third pick of the afternoon for the Phoenix. And just like that, the guy from out of Baltimore, Maryland, will have a bit of a homecoming next Saturday with the visit to Towson. Puts the Phoenix offense back on the field after back-to-back scoring drives.
I mean, great job there by Zero. Not only got one, got 2 feet down. That was a little bit further of a throw than Davis has been making this afternoon. Made him pay for it. So the Phoenix defensive backs has had some highlights, some lowlights, but they have made the plays on the ball. Third interception on the afternoon for this group, and I'm sure defensive coordinator Casey Vance will gladly take that as they go forward.
We'll have to go back into the notes a little bit. We can tell you 5th straight ball game to open the season with the turnover earlier, and now the Phoenix once again go back to the run game as T.J. Thomas a couple of yards on the carry before the tackle can be made. Harold O'Neal, who has at times been as good as advertised, graduate student from out of Baltimore, Maryland, limits the game to 3. 41 tackles through the first 4 games tells you all you really need to know, right?
Yeah, that young man has been there. I think the thing about Hampton, when you turn on the film, there's been some missed opportunities, especially if you go to that Jackson State film from week 1. But they have talent. They're really well coached at times. Some of the penalties, just like with Elon, are a little silly. But if you catch them, just kind of like they caught Elon here, you slip a little bit. They're the type of team that can take advantage of that and put you in a bad situation quick.
T.J. Thomas will run it over the 40 to the 41-yard line. Handle the play of 7. That'll be enough to move the sticks. And now the Phoenix start to work a little bit of the clock as folks begin to file into the different parking lots on campus and enjoy the remainder of your 2025 Family Weekend festivities.
Yeah. It's going to be packed everywhere, TD. That's the joy of Family Weekend. People all up and down Huffman Mill. All up and down Huffman Mill. Just want to let you know.
Landon Clark ready to go as the Phoenix continuing to massage the play clock. Snap comes with 4. This is Jamel Williams. Jamel steps away from one tackle, spins into the vicinity of the red zone, now streaking into the red zone, and he'll simply push a would-be Hampton defender away. Tazon Cheatham simply came into the neighborhood 2 or 3 different times, and the guy from out of Durham finally said, just get away. Get away.
Get
he extends
off
the arm.
of me, sir.
And the 2-minute timeout will lead us to the break. Watch this number. You thought the other one was good? Wait a second. See you there? Come on. O'Neal simply finds his way to the replay, or excuse me, finds his way into the vicinity, and Williams cleans Cheatham out of the play as it'll lead us to the timeout.
I don't think we're there yet. I think we got 5 seconds before. Yep.
Harold O'Neal was the shaken up would-be Pirate.
I mean, I'd be shaken up too if I got cracked by a quarterback, because that was definitely number 11, Landon Clark, who was down there, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to get a good view here. Yeah, look at 11. 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 That is what you want to see. Look at your quarterback. Your quarterback's down there getting a nice little cheap shot in that situation, and you get slapped. Oh, buddy, and another crack block. Boy, I love seeing that. I love that. That is outstanding.
O'Neal was the guy that was banged up on the play. The run, by the way, for Williams is a gain of 45.
Wow.
It'll lead him to 12 carries, 158 yards, over 13 yards a tote. And the clock starts, and it'll wind to the 2 minutes. So we were getting there.
We
just had to have a couple of moments to gather and collect. We mentioned earlier, Family Weekend 2025. Folks have been in a celebratory mood since early this morning when the rain gave way. RVs, grills, and activity in all the parking lots. They'll have plenty to celebrate this evening. Phoenix are steps away from a 5th straight win in CAA play. This is Elon Football on My 48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the Modern difference.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly, McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Two-minute timeout. Phoenix driving once again off of the long Williams run. And on 1st and 10, give is to Jamel and the touchdown for the Phoenix. The second touchdown is a member of the Maroon and Gold. They both have come in this ballpark after the touchdown against Davidson in the home opener. This one caps a tremendous afternoon run of the football, especially in the second half.
Taylor Durham, Jamil Williams, as of right now, 13 carries, 172 yards, and that touchdown, 13.2 a carry, and he's done it the hard way. And I can't wait to see what those numbers are after contact, but he has just put on a show this afternoon and showcased his ability as a running back within this league.
Snap, spot, kick is away, and it is good. Wade Schuler's scoring drive summary. 4 plays, 69 yards in 2 minutes and 6 seconds off the clock. We will keep it right here.
Whew. I think looking at the Phoenix, a lot of things from a film standpoint as they proceed to kind of go forward, up by 21 right now. But the Phoenix offensively can be disgusting at times. But as they continue going in the league, they can't have lulls that we've seen the last 3 weeks. They had one against Western Carolina, they had one against ETSU, and they had one here at Hampton. Hampton had a lead in this game, but it's just the capabilities of this team and what they're able to do. They have to play 4 quarters of football, but I think you're seeing it doesn't have to all be on Landon Clark. Landon Clark, 10 for 23, 169 yards.
Yep.
But look at the running game, 41 carries, 288 yards, and averaging 7 yards a pop. I mean, that is going to help them win ball games within this league. So a lot to look at, but also opposing defenses a lot to look at as well.
You and I may have to go back in and start to look at a little bit of the comparison from first half to second half as off of the kickoff return. It is Noah Cologne, the Virginia Beach native, and will take it to the 19-yard line, and that's where the that's where the Pirates will put it in play. First down and 10.
Holding, return team, number 5. Penalty will be half the distance to the goal. First down.
So Cologne on the return, but then the guy that's been one of his running back mates, Grayson Goldsmith, gets whistled on the holding call. It is the 13th penalty of the afternoon on the Pirates. They will knock on the door of the neighborhood of 100 yards, 97 on the penalties. And with 1:46 left, Hampton will put it in play.
I would also, TD, I'll give a lot of credit to this Elon team. They've been stuck on 7 penalties for 70 yards for a while. I guarantee you, once again, it was just they were beating themselves in a lot of ways, and they just had to calm down. But once again, Jake Lauro, outstanding job getting in the backfield of the Pirates.
Yep, Hampton once again runs right into the wall. By the way, we told you earlier, Phoenix will be in the Baltimore Metro next Saturday. Villanova back here for homecoming in 2 weeks. Hampton's got an interesting schedule. Certainly Pirates will fall to 1-4 and 0-2 in the league this afternoon. Phoenix will go to 3-2 and 1-0 in the league. But there is still room for the Pirates to make hay, at least regards to not only the overall regular season, but also the conference schedule. They'll get Norfolk State at home
big game
next Saturday, and then 4 of 5 straight in conference play at home. Campbell, Monmouth, Maine, and William and Mary. The lone exception, Villanova on the main line the Saturday after the Wildcats are here at Rhodes Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, tremendous opportunities for this team. Once again, saw flashes of solid ball from the Pirates. I think they just have to clean it up in a few areas. I think they found their quarterback is too. I was very impressed with Davis multiple times tonight. And then they have the receivers to play. I think they're going to be a tough out for a lot of teams, but it starts next week for them in that big rivalry game just across the bridge against Norfolk State.
Thought it was interesting spending some time and visiting with the folks from Hampton earlier this afternoon. Davis, who came after being the Wildcat quarterback for Fran Brown at Syracuse, probably not as accomplished a thrower as Isaiah Freeman, but as they said, he can do some things in the run game that maybe Freeman can't do.
Right.
And certainly there were moments this afternoon that showed that. But the Phoenix, and Kyrie mentioned a Saturday afternoon in the shadow of the Maggie Valley about midway through the second half. My goodness, deja vu all over again. Phoenix take a halftime lead. Watch Hampton score 2 touchdowns early in the third quarter, and then all of a sudden, Elon won. Victory by reeling off 24 straight to close things.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to the Phoenix here. They did a fantastic job after getting down. It was, like I said, very reminiscent to what we saw in Cullowhee a couple weeks ago. But the Phoenix can't continue to do that. Yes, it happened here. They came back. They're leaving with a good win. That the team that's going to be really tough in the CAA. However, 4 quarters of football, that has to happen. But I think they've found the run game is the magic potion. When they're able to run the ball, they're able to do great things, and that is what happened today. So exciting to see what the Phoenix is going to be able to build upon here. But a tremendous first step, first conference win, 1-0 this week, and now a huge opportunity next week in good old Baltimore.
We wait on Hannah Brady to spend a few moments with the head coach. By the way, with the victory, Tony Trisciani winds up tied for second in the modern era with victories. He joins Pete Limbo at the 35 win mark. Hannah and the head coach are working on getting situated. Camera crew teeing things up as well. And we are set. Downstairs, Hannah with the victorious head coach. Phoenix have won 5 straight in the CAA. Hannah?
Coach Ish Atkins and Tony Hart coming up big for you today with interceptions for your defense. Just talk to me about their pursuit of the ball today.
Yeah, we're going to play hard on defense. I hate what happened coming out of that half right there because that's not us. But I'm proud of the way we came right back and took control of the game, and we did it by playing football. So creating takeaways and running the ball, we can win a lot of football games that way.
Touchdowns from Jamil Williams and TJ Thomas. Just talk about the grit of your running game today.
Yeah, these guys want to run the ball. And our O-line, they want to run the ball. And so I'm proud of them for doing that and really kind of imposing our will in the run game. And Jamil, he's going to run through tackles now, and so is TJ, and proud of the job all those guys did up front.
Well, you said it yourself, Coach. This team answered the call today after 14 points from Hampton in the third quarter. What does this say about your group you have?
Yeah, it means that we've got grit. We refuse to be denied. Losing the lead there early in the third quarter, man, that's tough. I've seen a lot of teams go in a different direction than the direction we went. And we took ownership of it on both sides of the ball and played football and finished it, played 60.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Enjoy this one. Thank you.
Thank you. We will. Appreciate that.
Taylor.
Hannah, thank you so much. Kyrie, 218 of the 288 rushing yards come in the second half.
Yeah, I think one of the things for the Phoenix, especially when we turn on the tape and you watched last week at ETSU, is just the running game. It just was non-existent. But in order for the Phoenix to be successful, if you look at all of their wins this season and even the game versus Duke, the run game is such an important piece of the puzzle. And I think the offensive line, they kind of got a gut check today. I think TJ Thomas got a gut check today. I think Jamil Williams got a gut check today, as in that is what is needed. And just watching how it just blossomed. And ultimately, towards the end of the game, Taylor, it just wore down the Hampton front. And then that's one of the things that you get to see. So I think it's a tremendous opportunity, big win for the Phoenix as they go forward. And I think Landon Clark, not the greatest day, 10 for 23, 160 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, but a W and a conference W. So this is where they wanted to start, and now they have an important next step. But the Phoenix, a lot of things to clean up. Also on the penalties, if they want to continue to be successful, they have to start playing 4 quarters and clean football.
One of the things the Phoenix have done is they have found a guy to take the top off the defense. Isaiah Furman, another 20-plus yard day in terms of the average per catch, 6 for 135, and the long touchdown that was the fireworks in the opening half. Phoenix are victorious on Family Weekend. They're 1-0 in league play. They've now won 3 of the last 4 on the schedule. They also win for the 5th consecutive time in league play, and they win for the 4th consecutive time in Rhodes Stadium. For Kyrie Walker, Hannah Brady, our entire crew that we introduced you to earlier in the second half, I'm Taylor Durham. We'll see you back in this spot in 2 Saturdays. Homecoming at Rhodes Stadium. Let's see if we can keep the sunshine and blue skies around for just a little while longer. Phoenix will head to Towson next week. Hampton has got Norfolk State in the Tidewater until the 11th of October with Villanova in town for homecoming. I'm Taylor Durham with Kyrie Walker. Final score for the final time. Phoenix win by 21. Score the final 24 of the ball game. 41-20. This is Elon Football.